Attention men under the age of 35. You know what really impresses the ladies? When a guy has a few drinks and later gets pulled over for buzzed driving. That could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates. There goes let's grab dinner and a movie. Oh, I know. You drive more carefully when you're buzzed. You've proven that hundreds of times. A woman admires that kind of confidence. And you've practiced how to speak if a cop does pull you over. Slowly, clearly, and politely like, "Good evening, officer." A woman admires that kind of foresight. And what woman doesn't find it adorable that you call it buzzed even though the law calls it drunk? You could kiss $10,000 goodbye, along with any chance of having a girlfriend. Because nothing says, "I'm a catch," more than a guy who lives in his parents' basement and calls it my place.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving. A message from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Tiger weather now.
A dome of high pressure near the Metroplex will continue to sag southward into the Gulf of Mexico over the next few days, keeping the hot temperatures in place for us. Sunshine here today, 100. Clear tonight, 74. Sunny tomorrow, 102. Saturday sunshine, high 103. Richard Duettig, the Weather Channel.
The following is a paid program. Participants of this program are not employees of this station, and their views, opinions, and claims do not necessarily represent those of Town Square Media, its employees, or advertisers. KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
Sports World, your local uniform professionals since 1973. 8809 Jewella, 686-1880.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric. In Louisiana, there are thousands of miles of utility lines and gas pipelines buried just beneath the surface, sometimes multiple lines in one area. So if you or a contractor you hire is digging a hole to put in a new fence or a pool or for any other reason, you run the risk of hitting underground lines even by digging just a few inches. And then what happens? Maybe you knock out power to your neighborhood, and sometimes it's even worse. Sometimes there's an explosion with injuries or possibly even death. It does happen every year, and there's a simple way to avoid it. Before you dig, call 811. That's right, just call 811 2 days before you dig and tell the operator your address. Someone will come out and mark the locations of the buried lines so you and your contractor can avoid them. It's simple, right? And it's free of charge. And it's the law. Louisiana One Call operates 811 as a public service, and to promote public safety, Louisiana One Call and 1130 The Tiger reminds you, call 811 and know what's below before you dig.
Men, for some of us, intimacy is over quicker than we or our partners would like. This may be due to a condition known as PE. PE is not a sign of weakness. It's a true medical condition that can lead to avoidance of intimacy and strained relationships. Unfortunately, there are no FDA-approved treatments for PE, but doctors in Shreveport are hoping to change that and are conducting a research study of an investigational medication hoped to treat it. So if intimacy ends much sooner than you'd like it to, why not learn if you're eligible to participate in this study at absolutely no cost to you? Visit lastlongerstudy.com or call 318-506-0010 to learn more. Your call will be handled discreetly by a medical professional. 318-506-0010. 318-506-0010.
Hey, you're that famous actress. You must travel so much. What's the best site for hotel deals?
Hilton.com.
No. One with crazy savings.
Hilton.com. With their price match guarantee, if you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off.
No, one with lots of options.
Hilton.com has 16 top hotel brands. Hampton, Hilton Garden Inn, Waldorf Astoria.
Hilton.com. You should totally do their commercials.
Expect better. Expect Hilton.
You're good.
I know, thank you.
Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com.
Did you know that when you buy 5 cups of freshly brewed McCafe Premium Roast Coffee with the McDonald's app, you get the next one free? Think of it as your reward for all the times you held the door open for a stranger. Let someone merge when you were running late. or liked one of your aunt's posts on social media, even though you had no idea what she was talking about. So, enjoy your free 6th cup of McCafe coffee with McCafe Rewards and keep the good going. McCafe, good is brewing. Valid at participating McDonald's through December 29th. McDonald's app download and registration required.
Sports World, your local uniform professionals since 1973. 8809 Jewella, 686-1880.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports, 1130 The Tiger.
Good morning, Starshine. This is the Tim Fletcher Show at 1130 The Tiger. Grr, baby, grr. Little dirt foot to get our party started this lovely day. Yes. It is Thursday, September the 5th. And it is going to be a scorcher again today. Holy moly, the heat is just tough to tolerate, man. Little dirt foot hopefully can cool you off a bit. But if it can't, then I don't know what else to tell you. I do know this. There will be a lot of pep squads, drill teams, and cheerleader squads on the field tomorrow night for high school football games that are wearing some super cool uniforms and outfits, I believe, as some coaches call it. Thanks to the fine folks over at Sports World. 8809 Jewella, just north of 3132. 8809 Jewella, just north of 3132. You will find Sports World, your local uniform professional since 1973. Wowzers. That's fantastic. Sports World, supporting our show on a daily basis. You're what I need. We are joined in studio by our old pal Rogers Hambone Hampton.
Hey, boy. Happy Friday Eve, Fletch.
Happy Friday Eve.
What's happening, hot stuff?
Not much. Not much at all.
Okay. Well, that's the show.
There we go. We're done.
We're headed for breakfast.
About 19 coaches on there.
Oh, yeah, we do, man. I like it.
Adam
Coach's
Hester.
room.
Oh, it is. It's coach's conversation time, Roger. Hello, Adam Hester.
How's it going?
I got to see Adam Hester last night.
You did?
Surprisingly. I ran into him at a four-way stop. We exchanged insurance information. It was his fault, but I told the cop that it was mine. Just kind of keep Adam from blowing his stack last night. Well, I'll see him in court. Actually, we saw each other at walk-ons. He had a fantasy football draft there, and I had mine with EH. I enjoyed. Yeah, what?
Also there.
He was also there, and you saw EH.
I did.
EH calls you Adam, which is proper, and then I think did he call you Champ on the way out?
Oh, I don't know.
Like EH is like an old dentist. Calls everybody Champ, Sport, or Cowboy. You feel good about your team that you had last night? I saw your team. Looks pretty decent.
I mean, I do, but it's an auction league, so it's only 8 teams, so everybody's team kind of looks pretty decent.
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
I get it. Fantasy football season, NFL season, it all kicks off tonight.
Set your lineups.
Get your lineup set because the games are tonight.
Right.
Get your fantasy survivor picks in. We're at the 228 users. We need a big push today. We're over halfway there to move the prize for the winner from $1,000 to $2,000. I got to remember to make my pick tonight. Unless I don't use tonight's game, I can wait until.
You could use the weekend.
Yeah.
It doesn't lock, does it?
It doesn't lock, but you can't have any more people enter the contest.
Okay.
So if you have not entered our Bayou Bell Waste Fantasy Survivor game, 228 users right now. We have to get it up to 500 if we want to see $2,000 going to the winner. Under 500, it's $1,000 to the winner. NFL.com. Click on Fantasy. Click on Survivor. Fill it out. Look for the group Bayou Bell. Time now for a little SEC update.
This SEC update is brought to you by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport. They're open hump day to holy day.
Well, Ole Miss is gearing up for their first home game of the season, and they draw the Arkansas Razorbacks. Well, here you go. After a 10-year low in college football attendance nationwide, Ole Miss has said, hey, let's try to make this thing a whole lot better for our fans that come to our games and watch a really bad football team. Okay, so they're going to serve alcohol, serve beer. Now, that's good.
Right.
They're offering a flex pass. Okay. They've got like a party terrace. That's okay. But these party decks that accommodate 2,450 students. They're in shaded areas in the north end zone, televisions, charging stations, and cooling fans. That's not going to come back to haunt anybody. Putting students on the field in shade so they don't get hot and pass out. So they'll be ready to rock and roll all game long. So, yeah, we'll see about that. Ole Miss, Arkansas, an ugly matchup in the SEC tomorrow.
This SEC update was brought to you by Red River Brewing. They're open from Hump Day to Holy Day. Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street.
I don't know if you guys are picking up on this, but I'm not really high on my hogs after week 1.
I noticed. I don't want to say anything.
I'm starting to lose a little bit of my confidence in my prediction of possibly going to a bowl game.
Did you say 6-6 or 7-5?
Yeah, I believe I said something like that. Yeah, that's
it's a long way to go.
That was the talk of a crazy man. I was drunk or high, something like that. I was on medication. Rogers, what was it? What was my problem? Medication? Did I fall and hit my head? It was a mix of mixed medication with some orange juice that day. It was just what was I thinking? Getting kind of woozy. I wonder what the audience will be for LSU Texas at 6:30 compared to the audience for Arkansas Ole Miss at 6:30.
It's a good time to have it when you think about it. Nobody will be paying attention.
Nobody will be paying attention. This is also true. Your SEC schedule tomorrow or Saturday kicks off with Missouri hosting West Virginia. Mizzou could be 0-2.
Who are they playing?
West Virginia.
West Virginia's not very good either.
They're not, but they did win, even though it was against a lesser opponent.
Yeah.
South Carolina should get off the schneid at 11 o'clock. They host Charleston Southern. Vanderbilt will be in Purdue to take on the Boilermakers in the black and gold game.
Interesting game.
Yes.
Because Purdue needs to win after last week.
They cannot lose this game, and they will not. Vanderbilt wearing white jerseys on the road or something like that for the first time.
White jerseys on the road?
Yeah. Something weird.
Surely they've worn white jerseys on the road before.
I don't know. I saw a thing from on Twitter yesterday, wearing our whites for the first time.
Or do they have new white jerseys maybe?
I don't know.
Okay.
Maybe it's a new shade of white.
Ooh, eggshell.
Maybe it's what's the Procol Harum song there, Rogers? A little whiter shade of pale, a paler shade of white.
The business card scene in American Psycho. That's bone. Ooh, it's eggshell. Ooh.
Brett Ellis, right? Is that the guy who wrote the book? American Psycho?
Is it? There's like 3 of them that I think are the same person.
I think it's Brett Ellis. That's a warped human being.
Yes, it is.
There. Your 2:30 games tomorrow in the SEC.
Yeah, Brett Ellis.
Huh? Brett Ellis. A&M and Clemson. What do you boys think about that one? At Clemson. Clemson favored by 17.5.
Now it's popular to say that Trevor Lawrence is not that good. I know.
I
saw that yesterday.
Yeah.
Because of the first game of the season. Right.
A lot of check downs. Completion percentage was down. But his hair still looks fabulous.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not all that matters, really, for a young man on campus?
Sure.
Do you think that if he shaved his head and completed 80% of his passes, would he be happier? No.
No.
He's got a golden set of flowing hair. Chicks dig it, and he completed 60% of his passes, and he's playing for a national championship team. I think he's okay.
It's a heck of a chance for A&M to say we are real, and we are.
Don't say we're back, because they've never been there.
Right. We are for real, and Jimbo means business and all that, but if they were going to win that game last year.
It would have had to be at home.
I don't think they win on the
Clemson
road.
covers 17.5?
That's a big number.
That's a huge
for
number.
And A&M's talented,
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know. I hate spreads, and I'm getting to that point where I'm like Rodgers on this. I'm like, God, I don't know. I just think that team's going to win. Well, what's the score? I don't know what the score is going to be. Leave me alone. Get off my lawn.
Yell at that cloud. Mississippi State taking on Southern Miss this is also a kind of a pivotal game.
Right.
Southern Miss is not bad. Mississippi State, not really good, but they are favored by 16.5 points at home. They have to beat Southern Miss.
Oh, yeah, they have to. But they're one of those teams that, again, like we don't really know who they are. Is the New Orleans kid still in the portal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, no, he's I think he found a place.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Somebody got a talented quarterback.
Yeah.
I don't know. There probably been Southern Miss teams in the past more equipped to win this game.
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
Travinsky Mosley out of Woodlawn ended up, I think, with a couple of carries and maybe a catch last week for Southern Miss. Alabama's a 55.5-point favorite at 3 o'clock in a kickoff against New Mexico State, and I think like 85% of the money is on Alabama to cover.
Wow.
Murray State at Georgia, no line on that game. That kicks off at 3 o'clock, and that is
for good reason.
Who cares? To me, I think one of the most fascinating games in the SEC on Saturday is BYU at Tennessee.
Right.
Tennessee is only favored by 3.5. If they lose this game, BYU not very good.
Yeah.
Who got drummed in their holy war against Utah. I don't think the Jeremy Pruitt era lasts much longer.
How many? He's only had the one season, right? Before this year.
Yep.
Did they go ahead and do it that early?
I wouldn't. I know there's got to be a huge buyout, but there will be. How many does Neyland sit? Like seat 108,000 or so.
It's
sound about right. There won't be 70,000 people there Saturday, and that's an attention getter for people.
102,455.
It'll be 70% capacity at best. And that's one of those things that gets the attention of the Board of Supervisors and the school president.
Well, maybe he should try the old freeze approach. Come and get in the hospital, wave, play the Sarah McLachlan song. I will remember you.
I think they're going to put him down.
The little sympathy thing, go for that. Hey, look.
If we don't adopt him, they're going to put him down.
Got my visor on. My coach is saying I'm in the hospital. I'm on video conference. I mean, come on. I'm doing the best I can.
That'll be an interesting one. Tulane at Auburn at 6:30 as well. Auburn's a 17.5-point favorite. Tulane's not a bad football team.
No,
asterisk by that game.
That's a little bit of a
Auburn coming off this. We upset
we're
Oregon.
Number 10 in the country.
We're the quack whackers. Now we got the Tulane green wavers. You've seen that logo, an angry wave. I'll show him an angry wave.
If this were an 11 o'clock or a 2:30 game, I would have been all over Tulane.
Yes, and at home.
6:30.
Especially if it had been at Tulane.
Oh, yeah. 6:30, maybe a little bit more time for Auburn to have seen some wake-up calls throughout the day. UT Martin at Florida at 6:30. That's
God.
Yeah.
Horrible. Why? You're Florida.
I don't know. In Eastern Michigan at Kentucky at 6:30. Kentucky yelling about not being ranked right now. Well, beating Eastern Michigan by your favorite 15.5 is not going to help it.
They're yelling about not being ranked.
Yeah. Apparently they're very upset that.
Who did they play in week 1?
This is not basketball season.
Yeah, no.
Who did they play in week 1, Kentucky?
Toledo.
I was going to say it was
They beat Toledo by 2 touchdowns.
So they're about to be 2-0 against the MAC.
They're trying to.
I mean, look, it's better than UT Martin and some of that. But
yes, it is.
Murray
State. Murray State, T. Martin, and.
At least Georgia State's FBS for crying out loud.
Yeah.
I would rather face. It would be better to face T. Martin than UT Martin. 6:17 the time. Tim Fletcher Show. 11:30 the Tiger. Swoop biscuits, croissants, and English muffins with egg, bacon, and/or cheese and/or sausage are loaded up and ready for you. They're being made as we speak, being wrapped up in foil and then paper.
Mm-hmm.
So this way they always stay warm. It is just a delectable, delicious way to jumpstart your Thursday. Swoop. Bert Coons across from Home Depot off I-49. Top off your tank while you're there. Swoop. the Breakfast of Champions, and Rogers and me and Adam. When we come back, a little bit more college football. We're a few minutes away from starting our coaches' conversations, but it's all happening. Oh, it's happening, sweetheart. Right here on 1130 The Tiger. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser. Local Mudbugs fan, Adam Hester, joining us in studio.
Hello.
Season number 4 in the North American Hockey League.
Of Mudbugs 2.0.
What's your favorite part about the Knoll?
These kids are hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that scholarship. They're trying to get drafted in some cases. They're trying to get to the next level of hockey and realize their dreams. So I love that about the Knoll.
Gonna eat Mudbugs hockey. Get hungry.
Spring has sprung, and that means a new batch of jobs has popped up, and they are ready for you to take advantage over at First Choice Personnel. Nicole joins us. Hey, Nicole, what's happening with First Choice Personnel right now?
Hey, Tim. We've got a lot going on right now. We've got a lot of open positions for clerical, for administrative assistants, looking for some paralegals at this time. We're looking for a lot of clerical at this time.
797-7810, First Choice Personnel. Get in touch with Nicole. You'll be glad you did. Do you like people, Puff?
Not really, Tim.
See, I'm kind of with you on that. When I go somewhere, I don't necessarily want people like right against me.
I like to have my space to hang out and enjoy myself.
I like to spread out. At Red River Brewing, they've got an enormous space, 1200 Marshall Street. You get to see people. There's a lot of people there, but they're not right on me. You know what I mean?
You can enjoy your beer and man-spread.
Man-spreading and beer drinking. Red River Brewing. Locally owned and operated, Chevyland has just a cornucopia of 2019 Chevy Silverados and Silverado 2500 HDs up to 10% off through GM Financial or 0% financing with $1,500 off on all crew cabs. Slide on in to a brand new Silverado at Chevyland. We care about you. I literally was walking around one of those big box stores, that sell sporting equipment the other day, and family was looking for helmets.
Yeah.
And little kid who still had Clearasil on his face said, "Over there's the helmets."
They don't know.
They don't know.
What do they know?
They know nothing.
We'll go somewhere where they do know something.
Oh, Sports World.
There.
8809 Joella. Been around since 1973. Hester, they got helmets that can fit our heads.
They do, and they know the needs of the local coaches.
They certainly
These other
do.
places don't.
No, they don't know the local coaches. Sports World. 8809 Joella.
Puff,
I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Oh, boy.
How often do you swoop?
Oh, I swoop all the time. Biscuits, gas. If I need something, Swoop's got it. It's the perfect place to swoop.
If you're going to swoop, you may as well swoop at Swoop. If you're going to do a biscuit swoop, why would you swoop anywhere other than Swoop to get a biscuit swoop?
Oh, those biscuits.
The croissants, the English muffins, the biscuits.
Oh, I need a napkin to clean up this.
Stop drooling. Start swooping.
Swoop.
So what do you do on Friday nights? Nothing at all. Oh, I got some good news for you.
What's that?
Friday Football Frenzy is starting right back up.
Oh, the frenzy.
Fletch calls the parents live at the games, and they give live game updates, and sometimes they're yelling, freaking out. It's pretty funny.
So, hey, people, sponsor a segment or just get your commercials in the show.
Yeah, support one of the coolest local sports talk shows around. Email Fletch at getfletchsports.com or text the guy pile. Let's get this ball rolling. Friday Football Frenzy.
Be a part of the frenzy.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger. It's NFL kickoff season. Oh, yeah. Bears and Packers. That's a pretty interesting matchup. The oldest rivalry in the NFL, 100th season.
Makes total sense.
Makes complete sense.
Yep.
The Packers, by the way, ran the ball fewer than anybody in the league last year. The Bears had more interceptions than any team in the league. So,
remember that actually it was the opener last year too. Not Thursday night, but
right.
Their season openers were against each other, and that was the big comeback game.
Packers won that one, right?
Yeah, Rodgers led the big comeback at the end of the game. Yeah,
and then the Bears reciprocated with a win.
Yep.
And then the back half to stop like a 5-game losing streak to the Packers. Bears, of course, won their division 12-4. So I think it's a great little matchup.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's got the old guard and Aaron Rodgers. You got the new guard and Mitch Trubisky. We were talking last night in our fantasy draft about how some people, and Trubisky is not a fantasy football go-to guy out of the first 5-10 picks.
Right.
But, man, he's like one of the top 10, 15 guys for the MVP odds. You know, I guess it's kind of a, hey, if you're the quarterback on the perhaps the best team in the division or best team in the league or conference, I guess, maybe you get some consideration that way. I don't know.
The Bears are almost being treated like I don't think they'd be 12-4 again.
That's going to be tough. But I think the Packers are going to be better.
Right? Are they not at least a 10-win team? People are acting like they're just going to fall way off. I don't know.
I don't think they can fall off. You got Khalil Mack still there,
Right.
don't you?
I guess because maybe
and he's probably one of the top 5 defensive players in the league.
Yeah, they are going to have a rookie running back.
One
that I think is pretty decent.
One of their running backs is a rookie.
Yeah.
So, but boy, a lot of folks are excited about David Montgomery and what he brings to the table, especially coming out of the backfield. And I think one of the reasons that people are excited about the Packers, and we certainly have a lot of Packers fans around here, is that it's Matt LaFleur comes in, supposedly going to energize this offense. Will Aaron Rodgers take to it? Rodgers is a weird cat.
Yeah.
He's an odd kind of a dude. Has he fully accepted all of these changes? Or is he going to kind of revert back to, I'm going to do what I do. Once the ball's in my hands, you can't tell me what to do. I decide what to do. And I think that's kind of the problems as he and the Mike McCarthy era came to an end.
Right.
Has he shed that in favor of doing the right thing, quote unquote, and being a company man?
We shall see.
And Aaron Jones, apparently the Packers have made a concerted effort philosophically inside their building. We're going to run the football a lot more, and Aaron Jones is going to get a lot of touches.
Someone
make sense.
who got him on their team last night, that's okay.
Makes you happy.
I like it.
Almost as happy as if you went to Cormier Family Dentistry, 868-4072, 868-4072. Adam and Jana Cormier, over 35 years combined experience, both grads of the LSU School of Dentistry. Arkansas would be, I think they call it the Arkansas School of Tooth. They don't even have a dental school. It's in Arkansas, you get to be a dentist if you know how to floss. Louisiana, you got to really know how to do these things. You got to know how to operate such equipment as the C-REC system, the XG3D cone beam scanner, which Rogers has one at home, by the way, which is a little odd. Oh, man. It's a full body scan. Maybe that's why you and your neighbor don't get along. And anything in the latest in sedation dentistry, we're not even going to tell you what Rogers has as far as that's concerned. Cormier Family Dentistry, 868-4072 on East Kings, right across from Albertsons, next to Drug Emporium, 626. Who do you like tonight? Who do you think's just going to win? Forget the spread. Just who do you think's going to win tonight? Game's in Chicago. Yeah. Packers at the Bears. Who you liking there, fellas?
I do think Green Bay is going to rebound a bit. Aaron Rodgers is not done by any stretch.
Isn't he 36? He's
got to be
a little smidge below the Drew
handful
Brady,
of years younger
Rivers.
than the Brady. Yeah.
It is in Chicago.
And that's
in Chicago. Yeah. Bears are a 3-point favorite, so literally flip a coin if this is on a neutral field.
The crowd should be well into it.
I would assume so. And they've got they're adding. They've had a George Halas and a Walter Payton statues outside Soldier Field.
Okay,
that's kind of cool.
Very cool.
Long overdue.
No. Sure. The Halas one, I was like, there wasn't
already a George Halas statue.
Really?
Okay.
They got like 150.
Yeah. Dumbledore.
Ooh, it's hard to go against Aaron Rodgers. Although he's given you some reasons here lately to maybe be able to do that a little easier. I'll take Chicago at home.
I'm a Bears guy, too.
I think it's close. But
home thing.
I think we're all taking the Bears in. Yeah. And I think the Bears actually covered. I think it'll be like a 27-22, 27-21, 28-24.
I can't go against, opening night of a George Halas statue when I have a George Halas autograph contract offer to my dad. My dad was drafted by the Bears.
Yes.
I can't do that on opening night. That would just be.
The Texans almost have the Bears covered.
A little bit.
All right, so we're all taking the Bears tonight?
Yeah, we're going to go with the Bears.
I think it'll be a high-scoring game.
Not in my Survivor pool, but yes.
No.
That'd be,
Here's my Survivor
be a
picks
bold statement.
for the most part all season long. Who are the Dolphins playing? I think that's my Survivor pick.
That's exactly the way I went, and Baltimore would be that team.
Boy, and Lamar you trust. We'll see. 6:28 the time. Of course, Bayou Bell bringing you your NFL.com Survivor pool. And, buddy, if you are not in, you better get in. All right? We have 228 users right now. We want to see that. Well, 229. Ding. The more the merrier. And if you need the link
alone.
Text in. Yeah, that's all we can do is give you the link. We can't guide you step by step through the process. You have to figure this out. I'm 54. I was able to figure it out. Okay? You can do this. All right. So if you need the link, text us on the Bayou Bell Ace Trash text line, 318-GUY-PILE, 318-GUY-PILE. If we can add 200 and, oh boy, 70?
We got a ways to go.
271 people. If we can get 271 more people lined up in this, the prize goes from $1,000 to the winner to $2,000 from Bayou Bell and Clint McCullough, the nice guys who love talking trash. 671-9900, 671-9900. Russell Hall, the birthday boy from yesterday, 2 days ago. Big Magnolia, turned 73 years old, so happy birthday to the Big Magnolia. Looks
great
pretty good.
for his age,
He does. He said he and Bob went to high school together. I don't know if he meant Bob Wright or Bob Griffin, but yeah. Either way, it's a long time ago. When we come back, gentlemen, Jim Gatlin gets us started on the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversations right after this. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
So your kiddo comes home from practice complaining about muscle aching, so tired. If you want that kiddo to be improving in football, band, cheerleading, dance squad, Hester, they got to get on the practice field.
Yes, they do.
Can't make the club in the tub.
Absolutely. Get back out there.
Get back out. How do you do it?
Go to Chillin' Hill.
798-4325. You're a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Yep.
Imagine what it can do for teenagers.
Absolutely. Get to Norman Tech, get in the chamber, get back out on the field today.
798-4325. Clint McCullough, Russell Hall from Bayou Bell Waste in studio with us. Fellas, y'all are always in a good mood, and I have a feeling it's because of what you're doing down there and who you're doing it with, Bayou Bell.
Well, it's always great to go to work when you got friends to work with, and I tell you, it's just so fulfilling to be able to hire local people, support local families, and we just try to do some good.
Bayou Bell Waste, 671-9900, BayouBellWaste.com. You know, Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport. Rogers, your pops was Mr. Shreveport, right?
Yes, he was. First ever.
Big muscle-bound guy.
Yes, he was.
You like muscles?
I do.
I like my cars with muscle.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. They basically are the Mr. Shreveport Bossier of muscle cars.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because they flex the Challenger and Chargers all the time. When you pull up next to one of those, it's almost like, is that Rogers Hampton Sr., like, embodied in a Challenger?
Especially the ones that were red, because he had red hair.
Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. Puff, what's the coolest thing you do?
Avoid Robert J. Wright.
That is an excellent answer. You're also a big collector of the vinyl, right?
I am. I love my records.
If the temperature at home gets above 80, 85,
bad things happen.
Vinyl melts.
Mm-hmm.
There goes your collection. There goes Robert J. Wright. He melts. Don't melt. Don't lose your vinyl. With Robert J. Wright. Accutemp, 861-2255. Avoid the melting vinyl. Did you know that every Cabco home that you find at Brewer Quality Homes is customizable? Yeah,
If you want a cardboard cutout of Donnie Brewer in the bathroom, you can have that happen. If you want a life-size hologram of Nate Dizzle at your kitchen table, I think they can make that happen. Or better yet, pick the flooring, countertops, backsplash, choose the vents in the ceiling or the floor, cabinet, trim, appliance packages, all that and more. You can do that with Cabco at Brewer Quality Homes. But I think I'd like that hologram now.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
11:30 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger. It is 6:33 on a beautiful Thursday. Still dark outside, which is kind of fun. I like this time of the year. I like it when it gets the less light, it means less people see me. You know what I mean, Rogers? I kind of, yeah, no lie. Woo! Tim Fletcher Show brought to you by the fine folks with the Mudbugs. Of course, Mudbugs season tickets are still available. The Mudbugs season opener next weekend, Friday and Saturday. Get in touch with the Bugs, 636-7094, or go to mudbugshockey.com. Get your tickets and join up for the Mudbugs in their 4th season in the North American Hockey League. Joining us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, it's our old pal, even though he's certainly not old by any stretch of the imagination. But it's Jim Gatlin, head coach of the Northwood Falcons. Hello there, gentlemen. Jim Gatlin, what's going on, buddy?
Doing good, man. And, hey, Jim Gatlin is pretty old, too, right? When in 100-degree heat, Jim Gatlin's old.
He can make an old man out of all of us, Coach. That is. He can make a coward of the most bold and brave, I believe. Boy, it is strength sapping out there, isn't it?
Yeah, and it's going to get worse. They say Friday's going to be just terrible, Friday and Saturday. I mean,
so what do you do with you guys? I mean, do you even like send notes home for the parents, like make sure your kids are drinking water, not soda pop?
Well, we emphasize to them, and we have, it's weird. Like even during, back when we all played, you got one water break of practice, and that's just when you went from offense to defense, and that's just because the coaches wanted a little something. Then they handed
coaches needed a smoke break.
Oh yeah, and then they handed you they handed you a handful of salt tablets.
That's right.
Go take this. God,
which makes
crazy,
no sense.
But, no, I didn't. And but we do emphasize. We make them drink. We've had to cut back practice sessions a little bit. Like yesterday, a day that we would have normally done weight room and an outside practice, we cut the weight room out, and so we could have a better practice and stuff like that. But I tell you what, though, I think the coach. I dread it more than anybody. I think the players really have had a great attitude out there and don't seem to mind it. We have to make them go over there and get their water and do this and that just because they don't realize, when we play Friday. I mean, cramps are going to get to you Friday. Right. There's going to be definitely people cramping up, and if that's the worst we have, I'm fine with that. So it's definitely something we have to worry about.
What about the coaches? You worried about any of those guys cramping up? That'd be one of the worst things, I guess. You're yelling at an official, and all of a sudden you have to grab your calf.
I've got a manager that has a set of water bottles that only coach is supposed to have. So he runs around and gives the coaches water because I'm going to tell you, some of those guys, the coaching staff, go out and work with some of the freshmen at when we first get them. So they're out there maybe an hour longer than even the players are. So we do have to take care of our coaches, sure do.
All right, so here we go. You got Mansfield in a game, by the way, that will be streamed on VSN, Varsity Sports Now.
Yeah.
Patrick Netherton on the play-by-play, so we're encouraging everybody, obviously, to go to the game. The game will be available on stream afterwards as well, so you can go back and watch it whenever you want to.
You can.
So talk a little bit about this game. I hate the old talk about, but, Coach, tell us a little bit about what you know about Mansfield now heading into tomorrow night's season opener.
Well, it's going to be a fun game. Coach Cooper, which is their offensive coordinator, used to coach with us. Coached with us 2 or 3 years ago, and so we go jamming back with him. But he's a good coach. He was a good football player, and obviously a good coach. We hated losing him, but he'll be a head coach one day. And Coach Green, know him. His sister actually works here at Northwood, and so she gives us a hard time during this week. And so it's going to be a good game. Very, we played Mansfield in the past when I was at Bossier, and they always have good athletes down there and a lot of speed. And Coach Green's brought a lot of discipline, and he brings a lot of enthusiasm. So he knows his players will play hard. They'll run to the football. They will. They've got a quarterback that can hurt you with his arm and his feet, run the option very well. And I think it was sort of funny just watching stuff is I don't think they showed a lot in the Jamboree what they're going to try to do, and we didn't show a lot in the Jamboree. We only got half of our Jamboree in, obviously. And so I think it's sort of you watch film and you break it down and do all this, but in a Jamboree and a scrimmage, they probably didn't show you everything. So you got to be prepared for more stuff and be prepared. And special teams will be huge.
Yeah.
And early season games, you don't know. And we feel that's where, Tim, we got an outstanding kicker in Seth Cranford. I mean, this boy, everybody talks about our D1 recruits. I'm not so sure this isn't the most solid D1 guy we have, and with his kicking and his punting. So he's a good. So we feel good there, and so that should help us. I hope for Friday is special teams. I think is hopefully we spent a lot of time on them and worked on them. And that should help us.
Jim Gatlin in Northwood taking on Mansfield tomorrow night, right there in North Shreveport / Blanchard, and. Jim, you've been in the game for quite some time as a coach. What is perhaps we're talking earlier about how Aaron Rodgers is 36, 37 years old, got a brand new head coach for the Packers and kind of a new offensive system. The old dog going to have to learn some new tricks, or does he just kind of hang on to doing what he does best once the ball gets in his hands because it's his choice? As a guy who is, I guess you would have to consider, an old dog in the coaching world, to survive this long and thrive this long is a testament in and of itself. But what is something, a new thing that you have kind of maybe surprised yourself that you've taken to as a coach that you could not have imagined Jim Gatlin in 2002 doing what Jim Gatlin is doing in 2019?
Well, probably and it's a double-edged sword. Probably what's changed to me the most is the individuality of each player. That it's more about, it's hard to get these guys to buy into team and to say, hey, that with the team thing instead of the I thing. And I think with everybody, even from the uniforms that they want to put on. They see the college leagues and the pro leagues, and they want to put their pants on above their knees, and they want to have back flaps showing, and they want to roll them up. And they get away with that in the NCAA rules and NFL rules. But, the National High School Federation, you got to cover your knee. You can't have back flaps. You can't have tinted visors. You can't have these rules, and everybody sort of wants to have their own little. I mean, it is, what I tell the guys, what we're putting on a football uniform. Uniform means everybody's going to look the same. Everybody's going to act the same, and that's getting tougher these days. Now they go out, bust their tail, and work hard and do that. So you've had to, as a coach, you've had to sort of see, well, as long as they're doing what I ask them to do, at the right times, as long as they're under they're going by the rules at game time and stuff. You do have to give them a little bit of their own time, practice and stuff like that to show their individuality, I guess, a little bit. So, and that's tough for an old cat to do.
Yeah.
Remember back when me and you played and all this stuff. I mean, I remember I got ridiculed because of. My coach didn't like my long hair and sideburns, well, then it went to the earrings, and now it's the tats, and now it's the, but it all, you're still just a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid that's trying to find his way, and you're trying to mold him into a team, and And I think when they go out there and play, they do it as a team. It's just hard for me to sit in the locker room and see all this different stuff and try to mold this all into one solid group and everybody be on the same page. That's what's pretty tough. And it's all about, Tim, that's all about the almighty scholarship and offers. You know, if a kid doesn't have an offer as a sophomore, junior, you know, and I don't care what sport it is, baseball, football, they get all out of whack, you know. And I mean, most of the scholarships are going to be made after your senior year, you know, and that's just still true. But all these offers are, you know, these guys got to offer them as sophomores and freshmen and juniors, and I think it's blown everything out of proportion on the top of high school football. 2% of you dress out 100 kids, maybe 2 of them are going to sign Division I scholarships, and that's I think that's distracting from what high school football is. I think it's a good neighborhood environment sport, and the college stuff. Everybody that plays thinks they're going to get a Division I scholarship. So there's a lot of heartbreak at the end of the year when it doesn't happen. But you got to look at it as what memories and what everything you did as a high school career.
He's Gentleman Jim Gatlin, kicking off his season tomorrow night at home against a Mansfield team that has improved every year under Mike Green.
They sure have.
And they had to replace a stud last year, a two-way stud in Turner. But Mike Green is a confident guy. He's a super nice fella, and those kids absolutely bought in. So this is going to be a really fun game to pay attention to tomorrow night. Fun game for you guys to go out and check out. If you're looking for games to see, we'll once again remind you where the game is. This game is at Burton Memorial Stadium over there at Northwood High School. It's a beautiful place to watch a high school football game. And so if you are just an impartial fan looking for a high school game, go check out Northwood entertaining Mansfield tomorrow night. I'm sure that Jim will not mind a nice, good gate for the season.
No, we need it. We need it. We got to pay for these new uniforms. You know, Reynolds Moore and all these other programs got these fancy uniforms. I tell them, for 38 years, I've never bought a big high dollar uniform. I said, we're buying something with a swoosh on it, man. We're buying something fancy, man.
So what do you have?
We're not wearing them tonight. We're going to break them out loud. I want to, for this TV game, I really wanted to be in our true, you know, colors, you know, the burnt orange and the white. So next week we'll go with, we've got a little gray type uniform, a little smoke gray. So, so we're getting outside the box a little bit, you know.
The old dog with another new trick up his sleeve, buddy. I tell you what, Jim Gatlin getting it done.
Hey, Jim, real quick.
Yeah.
If you get a chance, find out if Walk-Ons is carrying through that VSN network, going to carry the John Curtis game tonight.
Okay, I'll find out.
Take a group up there, you know.
I will. Text me a reminder if you think about it, Jim, so I can.
Okay.
I'll text the managers over there at the Walk-Ons and find out.
I know they got their codes and stuff the other day. I actually called some managers, and they really didn't know because it's new to everybody.
Right,
you
it
know?
is new.
But that'd be pretty cool to be watching that game. Yeah.
All right, that's a good idea. Right. I'll try to do that for you, buddy.
All right, man. All right, appreciate y'all.
See you, Jim. 6:46 the time. Yeah, Carr and Curtis. That's a good way to kick off the season.
Yeah, that's not bad. There might be some players in that game.
Yeah, they may have more than the 2 per 100.
Yeah,
they kind of make the other teams. This is why so few of the 1982 Monticello Billies did not get scholarships because of the 2019 Carr Curtis matchup.
Mm-hmm.
They have too many of the numbers. That's my philosophy. I'm sticking with it. Walker Spring and Break. That's my philosophy as well. If your truck, cargo van, box truck, or just your light-duty, medium-duty, heavy-duty truck just isn't quite carrying the load that it used to, or maybe that you want it to, and you thought, well, do I need to buy a heavy-duty pickup truck? Do I need to go from a 2,500 to a 3,500? How about just talking to Randy Bradford over at Walker Spring and Break? They may be able to help you increase your payload hauling ability. They may be able to get more into that box truck. They may be able to help that cargo van load more into it so you don't have to make 2 trips somewhere. Walker Spring and Break. That's what they do. One of the many things they do. Get in touch with Landon
by calling 222-0671, 222-0671. You'll find Walker Spring and Brake operating for the 92nd year at 1041 Jordan in Shreveport, Louisiana. Walker Spring and Brake. When we come back, Spencer heard that right here on 1130, The Tiger. Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
Tee it up at Edwin Watts Golf Shops this year with the new 2019 fall arrivals. Introducing the strikingly new T-Series irons from Titleist, featuring the T100 iron designed as a player's iron, the T200 iron, a player's distance iron, and the T300 iron, the complete game improvement iron. All pure Titleist. Let us help you find the right set and get custom fit today. Just a few of the new releases you'll find at Edwin Watts Golf Shops, home with a 90-day 100% satisfaction guarantee, serving golfers since 1968.
You could win free fuel for a year in the Shell Great Gas Giveaway. Fuel Rewards members are automatically entered every time they purchase 8 gallons or more. And if you choose new Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline, you get 4 entries. So, it's time to fill up for a chance to win. Not a member? To join, download the app or go to fuelrewards.com/win. No purchase necessary. Motion ends 9/1/19. See official rules at fuelrewards.com/win for how to enter by mail and all details.
Shopper Karen's moving through JCPenney with a cute cardigan and boots, but can she buy both? She looks at the tags, and the prices are low! And they're going home with Karen.
Friday to Sunday only, rush to the Super Savings Blitz at JCPenney. Ladies, stack your roster with select St. John's Bay tees for just $7.99. Guys, you get 50% off select St. John's Bay apparel. And the whole team gets an extra 25% off with their JCPenney credit card and coupon. Find it in the app wallet. JCPenney. Offers valid 9/6 to 9/8. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
I can't remember when he didn't smoke. He would go outside. I'd be bored.
My wife was the key driver into me getting away from it and switching. I think I have gotten a piece of my life back when I started with Jewel.
He uses Jewel in the house whenever he wants.
It worked magically.
Roy made the switch in 2017. To make the switch, visit JUUL.com. Jewel Labs compensated this individual for their time and expenses in providing this testimonial. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical.
When you fire up a John Deere 1 Series tractor, you can tackle the job without wrestling the attachments. Hook up everything from a front loader to a drive-over mower deck in no time. So you can haul gravel, cut grass, or do any job in between. Because when things just click, work just gets done. And now get a 1 Series for just $99 a month at your nearest participating John Deere dealer. Nothing runs like a Deere. Run with us. Search John Deere 1 Series for more. 0% annual percentage rate. For additional cost information, please call toll-free 855-633-2315.
Now's the time to travel and be with the people you care about the most. And at Holiday Inn and Holiday Inn Express, we're helping you be there for less. Save at least 25% at thousands of hotels worldwide if you book by September 24th. You won't want this moment to pass you by. So book today at holidayinn.com. Terms and conditions apply.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Your local uniform professional since 1973, Sports World, bringing you the early riser.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
Welcome back, boys and girls. This is the Tim Fletcher Show on 1130 The Tiger, brought to you by Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram. 2018 Ram 3500 Laramie Longhorn. This is as big and bad and bold as a Ram can get. $15,000 off MSRP. That's a 2018 Ram 3500 Laramie Longhorn, so it is decked out inside, and it is a beast on the outside. Just a reminder of some of the deals that you'll find at Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram, your title sponsor yet again for the Battle on the Border High School Football Showcase, which begins next Friday with West Monroe taking on Byrd. GoLanders.com, 2701 Benton Road, just south of I-220, underneath the 2,400 square foot American flag. Landers Dodge, Chrysler Jeep Ram. Joining us on the Mudbucks Hockey Hotline, your head coach of the Minden Crimson Tide for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, Spencer. Heard that. What's up, Spencer?
Good morning.
How you doing?
Pretty good, man.
Rogers told you he was over in your neck of the woods yesterday with Netherton. I'm surprised y'all didn't see each other at the Smoking Jays, right?
Yeah, I told him I ate there also. It was in the evening though, so we missed each other.
So in your barbecue buying, are you a rib guy? Are you a brisket?
Oh, yeah.
Ribs?
Ribs. Oh yeah, I love ribs.
Yeah, good ribs. More
stuff.
baby back? Do you like saucy or dry rub?
Yeah, I don't like the dry.
Okay, see, I like the dry. I don't like. I'm going to get my fingers kind of messy, but
I want to fall off the bone.
Oh, okay. See, I don't want to lick my fingers because I know where they've been. You know what I mean?
Here we go.
Now we know what's happening. Now we know. Spencer Hurd, let's see here, buddy. Season opener, of course, tomorrow night. You get to come back over here to a place that you're pretty familiar with, Parkway High School. You got a couple of places that you're going to be visiting this year that you're familiar with. Does that make it any different when you go to a place that you know kind of well?
I mean, not really. I mean, you get so focused on your team and what you're trying to get done. And I mean, when you get there, it's kind of cool because, you've been there and you kind of think for a moment, like, things that have happened there maybe, like when I think about Parkway, I think about some of the games and, especially that Halton game we had back in, what was it, 2012, I think.
Yeah. The 9-0, 9-0 game?
Yeah, that was pretty special.
Yeah.
Things like that kind of come back in your head. So
that's a little bit of fun. I've always thought Preston Crownover had some of the best turf, some of the best playing surface in the area. Is that still the case?
Yeah, that grass is phenomenal. I don't know what it is, but good soil or something, but it's really good grass over there.
Does it? I wonder if it has anything to do with being, kind of close to the river,
Maybe.
But it is. It's just it's a good. There's not really a crown on that field for a grass field. Doesn't have a very high crown, at least.
Ironically.
Yeah, that's just weird. Now, as a guy who kind of used speed as a player, and I'm sure you kind of like to have a little speed on your squad. Do you like a field that's got a little bit more of a crown for your running game and for your quarterback to be able to throw those out routes, even though it's not like being on a pitcher's mound? In a way, there is some similarity there that you're able to throw it downhill a little bit. Do you like a crown in the field or not?
I hadn't really thought about that, I guess. I mean, if a guy's fast, he's fast, and if a guy can throw, he can throw. It doesn't. I mean, it's going to all equate. You know what I mean?
I'm looking for any edge I could, though, back in the day.
I mean, if the guy's chasing you fast, he's going to be fast, so he might be a little faster. But
could have been like the old Northwood Stadium before they kind of finally fixed it, where when you're looking across the sideline, you could see chest to head of the guys outside.
Anybody over there? I got to see somebody.
Do they have legs?
There were. I think that was one of the ones that I remember vividly. Yeah. Like, you really can't see the legs on anybody standing on the other side. That is wild. They could do the fumble rooski, just letting the ball roll instead of snapping and just kind of push it and let it roll to the sideline. So Parkway, of course, is they've been known to have some pretty good quarterback play, and I believe this year they're going to have Gabe Larry back as their quarterback. A little bit of seasoning under him now. What have you seen about Gabe that kind of makes you have a level of respect for this kid, who obviously comes from some pretty good stock as far as athletic ability?
Yeah, he's athletic. Throws a really good ball, and of course he can run. So he's kind of scary. We got to try to keep him contained if we can. And like I say, he throws. I think and I hadn't seen a whole lot of film from him in the past. It's hard for me to compare him to last year, but I'm sure he's matured. In terms of like understanding the game. They always do from year one, year two. So I'm sure that part of his game has really come along too.
The heat is going to be something that it will be talked about quite a bit by the folks who are going to be coming out of the parking lot into the stadium, by the coaches, by the officials. People are going to be on the lookout for that. Is there anything that you've done in particular this week, Spencer, to help your kids kind of prepare for,
Yeah, I mean, seriously, it could be 100 degrees at kickoff tomorrow night.
Yeah, I mean, we just try to we talk about hydration and all that stuff, but we try to, actually make them hydrate as much as we can before practice, after practice, that's the kind of thing. Because, you can talk about it, but I don't know what they're doing. So we just try to control it a little bit, make sure they get some kind of fluid in them, and make sure we have plenty in practice. We'll do the same thing today. We've actually condensed practice a little bit. We just try to go as hard as we can, but not be out there quite as long. So that's a couple of things we've done this week because it has been an extremely hot week.
As far as like some of your big boys there on the offensive and defensive line, I know that you were last week. You talked about how you feel good about your fellows down at the line of scrimmage. That's the big concern, when the heat rises, not so much maybe for the 140-pound kids, but the 240-pound kids, and then throw on the gear. Those are the ones that are a little bit more concerning. Do you take a little extra precaution with those guys?
Yeah, I mean, you got to pay attention to them. I mean, you got to pay attention to all of them. And I think the big thing with the bigger kids, too, they really have to consume a lot of water. They tend to lose more water, than a thinner kid, somebody that's not carrying as much weight. Plus, I don't want to lose a bunch of weight. I don't want to hook up. They're 15 pounds lighter than they were 2 weeks ago. So we try to just put that fluid back in them as best we can and talk about it, make sure they understand how important it is. But yeah, we definitely have to watch them specifically a little bit more.
I'm sure you're pretty familiar with Neil May. Have known this guy for quite some time.
Yeah, I heard of him.
You've heard of him. You've been a part of 2 coaching staffs together, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So he knows probably as much about you as a coach as just about anyone else that he coaches against, and vice versa. Yeah. So tomorrow night, is he going to see the full Spencer Hurd, playbook on display?
I know what that means. Where are we going with this?
Are you unveiling everything in the playbook tomorrow night, or do you save a few things because you haven't even installed them yet?
No, we're going full bore, full steam ahead. Just try to bring everything we got, and and I mean, it's early in the season. I mean, it's hard to be good at a ton of stuff at this point in the season. So, we try to just get good at what we do, and I mean, everybody's gonna have some wrinkles. But when it gets down into the game, typically, I mean, most people, you only have so many wrinkles, and you can't keep running them. So you got to be good at what you do. So I mean, it's kind of probably going to be the same thing for them too. They're going to have some stuff probably catch us off guard a little bit, but then it's just going to get down to playing football and see who's the best.
See who makes the tackles and who makes the blocks. That's kind of what it all boils down to. It's Spencer Hurd and the Minden Crimson Tide going to Preston Crownover tomorrow night. Another fantastic place to watch a football game, and you might want to try to get there early because parking is kind of limited near the stadium. Just a smidge. One of these days they're going to put in a parking garage over there. If Neil gets a good gate tomorrow night, maybe they can start pouring concrete for that. But yeah, it's a fun place to go watch a football game. Our buddy G Money on the PA does a fantastic job. You got. I don't know if the Minden Full Band is coming over or not, but I know the Parkway's Band is on display, and they are one of the more awarded bands out there. And it seems like Parkway's dance team is usually about 200 strong, so it will be a spectacle tomorrow night when Parkway entertains Spencer and the Minden Crimson Tide in the lid lifter for 2019 for both squads. So, Spencer, best of luck in your battle against your pal Neil May, and hope once again that everybody comes out of this thing healthy, buddy. And we'll be talking to you soon.
All right. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Spencer. 7:02 the time. He's a rib guy. Saucy ribs. I might start calling him Saucy Spencer Hurd. You're a saucy guy, Rogers? It goes against the grain of what you...
It just depends. And yesterday the dude gave me some burnt ends.
Oh.
And I saved that one for the very last...
That's always good. Isn't it disappointing when you save like a last bite of something and it's not the best bite of the meal?
No, but this was, I went, well, that goes to the side.
You a saucy rib or a dry rib guy?
Yes and yes.
But yeah,
You're
both.
a rib guy?
I don't
I'll take saucy ribs. I mean, I don't mind having the juice all over them and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
That means.
I mean, I prefer to do it myself, but there are some places that serve it.
See, that's
that
what
you have no choice.
I like it better. Sauce them all up, but just get them smoked or baked in.
Yeah.
So, because if you just add it all over, that makes me think that, are you sure you didn't just cook these and then just add this at the end?
Yes. And I will say, hanging with our buddy Patrick and his barbecue stuff, I have learned the one advice that he gives everybody first, whether you like sauce or not, eat the meat without any sauce first.
Absolutely.
And then after that, if you want to, because he says anybody can chop up a meat, drown it in sauce, serve it to you on a bun, and they think, oh, here's a good barbecue. Well, how do you know? Because it's chopped up, and it is still good. And believe,
no problem with that.
And believe me, both places over there and there said the chopped beef
Jefferson and Minden
pays the bills. That no matter if you like ribs, brisket, the chopped beef was the main seller at both these places we went to, and it pays the bills. But I have learned, take a little bite of the meat, and then after that, if you just want to go ahead, but at least
sound effects for free.
Now that happens after.
7:03 the time. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 the Tiger. I want to remind you guys that Red River Brewing is open for business today, and they have got their new smokehouse. Speaking of ribs and barbecue, they've got their own new restaurant inside Red River Brewing. That's right, the Red River Brewing Smokehouse. Giddy up. More barbecue, please. Oh, if only I had something cold to wash it down with. Oh, look, there's 15 beers on tap right there. Red River Brewing, we're downtown. Meets I-20, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport, Louisiana. 7:04 the time. Rogers and Adam and I will all be back right after this to talk to Anthony McLean of the Southwood Cowboys. Brewer Quality Homes is knocking it out of the park. Franklin Modular Homes. This really is kind of the future of home buying, home building, home purchasing, all in one spot. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas, the home of Franklin Modular Homes. It's kind of fun, Rogers and Adam, to see a business take on the big box stores and still thrive like Sports World. You know?
Still holding their own.
Still holding their own. And Rogers, you had a kiddo that played soccer.
Yes.
All growing up.
Yes. And we needed equipment. We needed shin guards. We needed soccer balls. We needed headbands. We needed water bottles. I needed an ice chest. And that was just when she was a kid. It's been there since 1973 when I was 9 years old. So guess what I needed back then? I needed a bat. I needed a ball. I needed a glove. I needed some cleats. I needed
Sports
a
World,
headset.
8809 Juella. Rogers Hampton, it is so hot outside.
It is stinking hot outside.
That's why, man, whenever we pay online our SWEPCO bill.
Yeah.
I don't want it all going to SWEPCO.
No.
Best way to avoid that, insulate.
Yes.
Rapolo's insulation.
Rapolo's insulation. Call them. Do it. Get it done. How do they do that, Fletch?
865-5113. 865-5113. That's how you do it, Rogers Hampton. ShapenToyota.com. It's open 24/7. Ken Shapen Toyota, Highway 59 in Marshall, Texas, just off I-20. They will bring the cars to you for a test drive. That's what I said. They will bring them from Marshall to Shreveport, Bossier for you to check out. Shapen Toyota.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
You know, Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport. I had a feeling that when I decided to move our teeth over to Cormier Family Dentistry that we were in good hands. Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier certainly are top-notch dentists, but I didn't realize that they had all the equipment to make dentistry so robotic, so futuristic. I feel like I'm the Terminator of teeth now. But here's the deal. Their staff, so friendly, so kind, so warm, and so stinking funny. I enjoyed my dental visit. Who does that? Well, you do when you go to Cormier Family Dentistry. 868-4072, 868-4072.
Attention CDL truck drivers, my name is Clint. I'm with Bayou Bell and Whitey's Environmental. We are looking for CDL truck drivers to add to our organization that's been going since 1981. They have great benefits. Get more information on our website. Drivers, we need you. Come on.
The CL on the DL, Cantina Laredo, and the shops at Belle Meade on Uri Drive has become the oasis in a Shreveport summer. Holy moly. Just sitting on the patio and letting life kind of drift through at Cantina Laredo. The food is outrageously good. The drinks are incredible. It's Cantina Laredo. That's all they deal in.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
What's happening, hot stuff? Tim Fletcher Show, 1130 The Tiger, brought to you by Chevyland, bringing you Friday football frenzy tomorrow night on 101.7 FM News Radio 710 Keel. Adam, Puff, and myself from 7 until 10:30. We'll be keeping up with all the local games out there, courtesy of the fine folks over at Chevyland who have been our title sponsor from the jump, from the get-go, from the lid lifter 6 years ago. They are still with us, and they are still making sure that you get the best deals on Chevys, new cars, used cars, you name it, they've got it. The strongest, most advanced Silverado ever. How about a Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71? $9,760 in total value package going on right now. That's $5,750 in total cash allowance, over $3,000 in a price reduction below MSRP, and a $1,000 option package discount. We're talking a great deal on a truck that is just absolutely souped up, as we used to say.
Ooh, yeah.
Remember having cars that were souped up?
Oh, man, it's souped up.
2019 Chevy Silverado Crew Cab LT All-Star Z71, so you know it's nice, Clark.
And speaking of souped up, are y'all going to be in the new studio for the Friday night?
We're going to be in the new Keel studio for Friday night. So we'll have air conditioning, so we're very excited about it. Yes. Very excited. We're moving on to something new, air conditioning. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, it's good old Anthony McLean of the Southwood Cowboys. Hello, Coach Anthony McLean. How you doing today, buddy?
Good morning. Doing real good.
That's awesome. Awesome. Who's the new head coach at Pineville, by the way? Who took over for Dennis?
Darren Moore, I believe it is.
Darren Moore. Do you have any kind of affiliation with him from days gone by or anything?
No, I talked to him a little bit yesterday, and that's kind of he reached out. It's been kind of a busy week, and so we finally talked on the phone a little bit yesterday. So he, those schedules are a little bit tough, and he talked about that. And it's a busy time of year, so we talked yesterday a little bit, and that's about it.
I'm curious, just from your personal viewpoint here. So our Coach O was talking about Tom Herman, never met the man, never shook his hand. So he never has known this guy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate that. Does that make it any different when you're going up against a guy coaching a team that you have really nothing on, that you don't know the guy, you don't know his tendencies, you don't know anything about him, as opposed to our previous guest, Spencer Hurd, who probably knows everything under the sun about Neil May, his first night opponent?
Well, I mean, you get game film, and really it's not really so much about, knowing somebody. It's what are they doing, because, quite a few people change a little bit as they, coach through the years, depending on what talent level they have. So, I think you just try to be familiar with what they're doing, this year on film. Of course, week one makes it tough. Now, that is true. I mean, you kind of want to have a couple of actual full games on film, but, with just a scrimmage and just a jamboree, some of that stuff's kind of modified, and so sometimes that part of it makes it a little more difficult. But I think more people put their time and effort into actually studying film than more so just kind of knowing how another guy is.
I'm not trying to get tales told out of school, but I saw something a couple of weeks ago about Huddle having some difficulty.
Last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah, it was last week.
Has that been corrected, Anthony? And I'm just kind of curious with the game film stuff. That's something you don't want to have go down right now, is your Huddle account or having difficulty with Huddle.
Yeah, they had some issues with a server or something like that, and then they kind of mentioned a couple other major companies that were involved. So I don't know how many different owners there are now in Huddle, but they had some issues, but they got it fixed, I think, pretty quick, kind of by midday Saturday. But usually, if they're going to have big problems, it's going to be late Friday night, running into Saturday mornings, when most of that stuff is at its peak of exchange and usage and stuff like that.
Anthony, for folks who, Huddle's been around kind of at the forefront only in about the last 5 or 6 years, really, as far as because I remember like 7 or 8 years ago, there was occasionally some highlights that someone would post on Huddle or a little bit of game film.
Mm-hmm.
For those that are kind of outside the coaching and, parent profession of a kid who's playing high school football, can you kind of explain the difference in what Huddle has meant to you as a coach compared to all right, we got to have an assistant coach go drive the game film down to somebody or drive the tapes down to somebody in exchange halfway here between our place and their place so that we can have game tape for next week. Can you explain what that's done for you and your coaching staff as far as prepping from week to week?
Oh, yeah, it's a big deal, but it's also a big cost for your football program. But, one of the things, in 2009, when I was at Huntington, we got Huddle. We were kind of like one of the first people I know in Caddo Parish. I think we got it and Parkway got it the same year in 2009, and we got it more to be able to use it as a, basically, people were buying software and a bunch of different things to use to break down film and stuff. But, and it's grown a lot since 2009. But, the biggest thing is that we don't have to send a coach, halfway to Pineville to exchange. When I first started, a lot of people may not know what this is, but a VCR tape, you're running down there with 2 or 3 VHS tapes to switch with somebody. And if there's some older coaches around, will tell you about putting VHS tapes on buses that were going to Baton Rouge to swap film. So there's a bunch of old stories that kind of go with exchanging film, but then it went to DVDs, but you still were trying to exchange DVDs. And then finally it got to where all of your exchanges are online. But there's so much more to Huddle than exchanges. Exchanges is kind of a big deal, but when you get past that part of it, now you have all of your film broken down online. You have a lot of access to highlights, to personal highlights that kids can make, to highlights that you can make for your team. There's teaching, there's playbooks, there's practice scripts, there is videos, there's testing and measurement programs in it. There's, it's kind of been, I hate to say the word unlimited, but the amount of things that they have kind of put into their system has been huge. But what Huddle does, and I feel like almost everybody in this area has it. There's Sky Coach does some exchange stuff too, and so some people I think they use Sky Coach, but they still have a Huddle account still. But and you can exchange, I think, between Sky Coach and Huddle as well. But that being said, the one thing that people don't realize is that you spend that money, but that also gives your kids a ton of exposure. So your film is absolutely accessed by college coaches, by recruiters. To me, it's a huge bonus for promoting high school athletes. And so, some of the other sports have been slow to pick up on Huddle, but football's kind of been it's been a real big deal, and I think that's kind of where it's absolutely helped. And yeah, on Saturday we don't have to drive anywhere to exchange films. We don't have to meet up, but probably the bad side of that is your relationships with some of those guys I'm used to. I know everybody met at Stebbins and they swapped film there on Saturday morning, had a cup of coffee and talked and listened to what happened, and then they departed there and went to work. So, probably, there's been some down to it, but, a lot of pros. So there's a few cons, but, there's a lot of people who work well with each other when it comes to exchanging film, or, you'll play a scrimmage and somebody's like, look, man, our camera died, or our filmer didn't show up, or, our filmer has a girlfriend and now he was looking at her on row 3 instead of filming the game. So you call another coach and say, hey, can y'all send us what you got? And, you exchange those films. So there's still a lot of cooperation that goes on between staffs, but it's been an absolute positive impact on football for sure.
Hey, Coach, we had a couple people text in on the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line wanting to know just how expensive Huddle is.
Depends on what program you buy. I mean, you can have a school that's spending, most people are probably spending about $3,000 a year. You can go all in and you can buy all their little add-ons. If you do Huddle Sideline, or if you do, there's a program where you can send your film off, somebody else breaks it down for you. We don't use that, but that being said, you can spend up to $5,000 or $6,000 on it. So there's a lot of expenses involved, but it's a big thing for our kids. It's also a big thing for film exchange, and I really couldn't tell you of a school up here that's not using it. So it's almost become an expense that we can't get away from at all because it's needed.
Anthony McLean, head coach of the Southwood Cowboys, tomorrow night. Go to Pineville. Got one of your biggest squads as far as numbers, Anthony, since you've been there, if not the biggest squad. You've got more freshmen in the program than you've probably had in your time there. I think that the excitement around Southwood High School and Southwood's football team is probably at its highest in your time there. So that first impression, man, is there more pressure on you because of all of these factors built in? Do you feel like, man, we got to really kind of show something because we've got things going in the right way here. The momentum is on our side here. We need to deliver now.
Well, it's week one, and everybody's week one's important. And, you want to start off on the right track. I mean, you want to go play well, first of all. You want your kids to stay healthy. That's a big part of it. But, you want to walk away with a win, too. I mean, that's a kind of a launching pad for your confidence level. And, as much as, people maybe not understand it, the confidence that you can have as a football team from winning, man, that just makes you that much better. And so the more confident your kids are, the better your situation is going to be. There's no doubt about it.
Anthony McLean and the Southwood Cowboys, some of the most handsome uniforms you'll see in a high school football stadium in the country will be worn by the Southwood Cowboys this season. Certainly look forward to tomorrow night's game, Anthony. Like I said, I think there's just some rightful excitement about Southwood, and that's fun to have, man. I think it's important, and I think it's great, and I think it's good for you, who I think a lot of people are aware of just how much you put into that program, and I think it's nice to see hopefully some good rewards coming out of this hard work from the fruits of y'all's labor over there with you and your staff. So Anthony McLean in Southwood at Pineville tomorrow night, buddy. Safe travels and best of luck, Anthony.
Thank you, sir. Y'all have a great day.
You too, buddy. Anthony McLean, head coach of the Southwood Cowboys. $3,000, and that money ain't coming from the school district.
Oh, no.
That's got to be coming from, once again,
fundraisers,
boosters,
whatever you got.
Speaking of, just a reminder that the fine folks over at Woodlawn have their hamburger luncheon kind of a deal. You can pick
Saturday,
up Saturday between 11 and 3, I believe.
I think so.
Over on Wingate at the school to benefit Woodlawn Athletics. If you're looking for something to grab before the games kick off on Saturday, stop by Woodlawn High School. Help support the Woodlawn Knights. Coach C.J. Bird and company from 11 until 3. I think what are they, $10 a plate? Something like that?
I might still have it.
I think it was $10 a plate. You get a burger and fries and all that good stuff. They're going to be good, okay? Is it $10, Adam?
Yes, $10. Burger, chips, and cookies.
Burger, chips, and cookie. Hey. Oh, yeah, me a cookie. As long as it's not a cookie cake, I'll take it. I'll give you $10 not to give me a cookie cake. Woodlawn.
We don't have time for this.
We certainly wish everyone the best. But if you're looking for a place to support a school that has certainly been it's an historic school.
Right.
Woodlawn could use a little help. So stop by Saturday and grab your burger and your chips and your cookie for $10 at Woodlawn on Wingate. Tim Fletcher Show 721. When we come back, it's time to bleed green with Michael Concilio and the Bossier Bearcats. Oh, by the way, Chapin Toyota, it's shaping up to be a beautiful day. Speaking of Coach Bird, isn't that weird? Coach Bird, Marshall, that's where Chapin Toyota is. Coach Bird, of course, took Marshall to the state title game in 2004. Chapin Toyota. Going to find out a little bit more about, they've got a whole new round of discounts that are going to be coming out here later on today. So I'm kind of excited, but I was talking with Dan Walters, who's the kind of the marketing guy for Chapin Toyota and stuff. And Dan's a super nice guy. I said, man, I enjoy the little bullet points you give me to kind of work with and all that good stuff. And he goes, well, here's some more for you for Chapin Toyota. And these are tried and true car dealer isms. Stacking them deep, selling them cheap. That's at Chapin Toyota. Flags are flying and people are buying at Chapin Toyota. And we're selling cars like candy bars. That's so awesome.
He's a good dude, man, and he does a good job for Shapen Toyota. And we know that it's easy to do a good job for Shapen Toyota because they make it so easy for you to buy a vehicle from them. Yeah, they're on Highway 59 North in Marshall, just off I-20, 30, 40 minutes from where we are here in Shreveport. They know that, dude, you got places to buy Toyotas around here, right? Well, so they got to go a little extra. And so they will bring the vehicles to you here in Shreveport, Bossier, for you to test drive. Whether it's a Tundra, 4Runner, RAV4, heck, a used vehicle, they will bring it over here for you to test drive. Over 500 cars, trucks, SUVs to choose from on the lot. Ken Shapen Toyota, ShapenToyota.com. We're selling cars like candy bars at Shapen Toyota. And we'll be back right after this with Concilio. I literally was walking around one of those big box stores, that sell sporting equipment the other day, and family was looking for helmets.
Yeah.
And little kid who still had Clearasil on his face said, "Over there's the helmets."
They don't know.
They don't know.
What do they know?
They know nothing.
We'll go somewhere where they do know something.
Oh, Sports World.
There.
8809 Joella. Been around since 1973. Hester, they got helmets that can fit our heads.
They do, and they know the needs of the local coaches.
They certainly
These other
do.
places don't.
No, they don't know the local coaches. Sports World, 8809 Joella. When you think of ice-cold beer, Puff, what do you think of?
Red River Brewing.
When you think of so many abundant flavors that are just incredible, bursting on your tongue, what do you think of?
Red River Brewing.
1200 Marshall Street, where downtown meets I-20. Rogers, Hampton, it is so hot outside.
It is stinking hot outside.
That's why, man, whenever we pay online our SWEPCO bill, I don't want it all going to SWEPCO.
No.
Best way to avoid that, insulate.
Yes.
Rapolo's insulation.
Rapolo's insulation. Call them. Do it. Get it done. How do they do that, Fletch?
865-5113. 865-5113. That's how you do it, Rogers Hampton. Locally owned and operated, Chevyland has just a cornucopia of 2019 Chevy Silverados and Silverado 2500 HDs up to 10% off through GM Financial or 0% financing with $1,500 off on all crew cabs. Slide on in to a brand new Silverado at Chevyland. We care about you. Did you hear that interview we had the other day with the Northwestern State softball player?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, she was great.
And here's the deal. Her dad played baseball at Northwestern State.
Yeah, I remember.
Her grandfather played football at Northwestern State. Yeah. So it's been a family tradition to go to NSU.
Yeah, long lineage. My mother was a Demon.
I know that.
And now my nephew is a Demon. It's just something like families do.
Northwestern State University. It's your family's university in Natchitoches.
Don't put your life on the line when you dig. Do what the pros do. Respect the marks. Dig with care. And before you dig, call 811. Louisiana One Call.
Adam Hester, we talk about the Swoop biscuits all the time. They've got other breakfast sandwiches and stuff there. Croissants. Yeah, the croissant. You got that the other day.
I did. It's a nice alternative to the biscuit.
The biscuit, that's me. I like the big, thick, flaky biscuit. It's incredible. What is it about the croissant that just screams at you, this is for you, Adam?
Some of the same reasons, but a French twist on it.
Ooh, the French twist. Vive la swoop on that bacon off of I-49. Brighten your day at swoop. Local Mudbugs fan, Adam Hester, joining us in studio.
Hello.
Season number 4 of the North American Hockey League.
Of Mudbugs 2.0.
What's your favorite part about the Knoll?
These kids are hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that scholarship. They're trying to get drafted in some cases. They're trying to get to the next level of hockey and realize their dreams. So I love that about the Knoll.
Gonna eat Mudbugs hockey. Get hungry.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU sports. 11:30, The Tiger.
What's happening, hot stuff? 7:26 is the time. It is high school football season. 'Tis the season for the pigskin, buddy. Want to remind folks that when you go out to high school games tomorrow night, Taco Bell, holy moly. Here's the dealio, my friends. We are partnering up with all the local Taco Bells around here for students to absolutely have a blast at the game. So we know that just about every school's got a really good student section. Well, we want to know which student section is absolutely living it to the max. Who's living more, a.k.a. Liv Moss?
So here's the deal. Tomorrow night at the games, in every high school football game, student sections. So parents, pass this on to your kids. Coaches, pass it on to the kids. Kids, if you're listening, pass it on to your buddies. We want videos of you guys at the games with Taco Bell signs or a handmade Live Moss sign. Post it on Instagram with the hashtag LiveMossFletch. That's LiveMassFletch. Post it under that hashtag so that we can search for it, find it, and we will judge who's the Live Moss Fletch School of the Week. And you go into a year-end drawing for Taco Day at your school, courtesy of all the local Taco Bells. And everyone knows that there's not a high school kid in America who does not love Taco Bell. There's not anyone in this room who does not love Taco Bell. Hashtag Live Moss Fletch. Post those videos tomorrow night on Instagram. Live Moss Fletch. Joining us now, a guy who certainly knows all about living it to the max, buddy. A man who bleeds Bossier green. And it's the same color of green it's been for a long time. So that means he's getting enough iron in his blood. That's good. He's got enough iron in his system. Head coach of the Bossier Bearcats on the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation. It's Michael Concilio. Hey, Concilio, what's up, buddy?
Hey, man. What's going on?
Not
How
much.
you doing?
I'm doing all right. Doing all right, man.
Living it to the max. Living it to the max.
That's what you got to do. You know, you got to go and got to push the pedal to the metal.
What's up? What's going on?
Not much.
How you doing?
I asked a couple of fellows this question. Jess Curtis was the one we started off with. Are you a coffee guy, energy drink guy? What do you? You seem like you are at a 9 or a 10 all day long. So how do you keep that up?
Man, I go 32 ounces of coffee in the morning.
Holy moly!
Oh
Look
yeah,
out now, 32
yes,
ounces.
Sir.
Big gulps, huh?
Yes, sir.
There it goes.
Hey, I don't. Hey, we're not gonna spread it out through the day. We're just gonna take care of business right away. Get 32 ounces.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
32 ounces.
32 ounces, man. God, dog it. I can't. I've tried to take a little bit off of that. Maybe take a little. Try to back down on it. And I tell you what, I find myself in the last 2 or 3 periods of practice, man, kind of thinking, I should have had those last 4 ounces. I shouldn't have cut them out of my.
26 is just not enough. 27 ounces, not cutting it.
I can't do it, man. No cutting back.
Are you cream and sugar guy? Do you put the natural stuff in there, or black?
Well, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 3 sweet and low in there, and we're not going to go outside of 3. We're going 3 sweet and low in there. We're going to put some of that vanilla creamer in there.
Ooh.
It's going to. Hey, man, it's a perfect mixture. I've got these people around me in these classrooms around me. They want some. They ask about it. They're not getting any.
You're like the Bossier barista of.
You got it, man. Espresso. Come see me.
The Concilio coffee machine. Well,
Concilio Espresso.
We'll see if the team is as plugged in as you are tomorrow night. Take it. I don't know anything about Madison, so clue us in a little bit. What do we know about these guys?
They moved down from 3A. They were in the district with Union Parish and Richwood, and they moved down to 2A from 3A. And their enrollment has dropped significantly amount. They went down about 150 students at their school from the last classification. They got about 33 to 35 kids out from what we could see on the sideline. They played in 2 teams in the jamboree, a quarter each. And, they're very big, man. They're big up front, offensively, defensively, big bodies. The nose guard is going to, I'm just doing a guess, man. He's going to be at least 6'3", somewhere around 325 pounds. The nose guard isn't, it's going to be one of the bigger fronts that we're going to see with them. They've always been very good with their basketball team, very athletic with their basketball team, and you could tell that in the secondary and as receivers that they've got some of those kids out early right now. So those guys are out there. You can see that those, the taller basketball type looky kid, but you could see that they're out there in the secondary and also as receivers. And, they're better, man. They're better than what they've been. Athletic and like I said, size, and you can tell there's a new energy out of them. Kind of like with us dropping in classification.
Mm-hmm.
You could tell that there's a new vibe with them when they were playing in the Jamboree, man. So got some weapons, man.
Let's say, what about your weapons? You were one of the fortunate ones, I guess, Concilio, that had the chance to get your Jamboree in last week against Plain Dealing. You got a little bit more of the benefit of our guys have gotten their dress rehearsal out of the way. What did you find out about your boys last week?
We thought the portion of our Jamboree, they called our Jamboree before we even got to halftime because of lightning. So we only played about 8 minutes, but from what we got out of it, and also the week before in the fall scrimmage, we saw some really good things from our skill set, and we thought that was going to be our high point coming into this season was going to be our skill players. And I'm going to tell you, since I've been here, this skill set as a group has got to be one of the better groups that I've had. Since I've been here, and speed, athleticism, and so on and so forth. But we saw some good things from those guys. We had one, we had a running back. He got close to 100 yards before, and we didn't even make a full quarter. He did really well the week before. So we saw some good things from those guys there. We called in that Jamboree that ended up resulting in 6 points. With a fade pass inside the 20, but we were able to overcome with that, and they called that game. We were inside the 20, about to score. So, like I said, I see some good things from our skill set. I'm really excited about that, man. I'm hoping that we got to keep these guys healthy.
Well, that's the main thing tomorrow night as well, buddy. Outside of getting the win, is keeping these kids healthy because it is going to be a scorcher. It is going to be soul-sucking hot, up to 99, 100 degrees. Is this a turf field that they've got, or is it grass?
It's grass, man. It's grass.
That helps a little bit, I think, as far as the heat's concerned.
We've been practicing on the grass since about the third day of football practice this year. I'm not gonna lie to you. And like I said, I put that thermometer out there on that turf after the third day of practice this summer. It was 131 on that thermometer, and then I looked at our schedule and I said, we're gonna be on the grass the first 3 weeks. This is a no-brainer. Let's go across the street. So that's where we've been. So, it'll be good that it's on the grass.
No doubt about that, man. So hydrate. That means probably a little water mixed in with your coffee throughout the day, Concilio. The 32-ounce coffee man, the man, the machine. Baby. Adam, what do we got from the Bayou Bellways Trash Text line?
Yeah, Coach, this is a Benton fan. Actually, said he stayed and watched some of the Bossier Plain Dealing game at the Jamboree. He says number 46 for Bossier has to be one of the fastest kids I've ever seen on a football field. Played everywhere, scored both TDs, and shut down one side of the field on defense. Kid was good.
Yeah, he is. And you know what? The answer to him is I wish I'd have had him all 3 years. He started for me as a sophomore, played a lot as a freshman for me. He spot played, and different reasons decided to go somewhere else as a junior. Came back home. And, like I said, it's great to have him back. Wish I could have had him last year.
Well, you got him this year. And Madison's going to get him tomorrow night. And we'll see if he and his buddies are able to be enough to bring home a win on that Bossier bus. And I know that the emotions will be very high for the Bossier Bearcats. And for many, many reasons, we certainly are pulling for Bossier to have some success, not only tomorrow night, but throughout the year, because it's a very trying time for the Bearcats. So I know it's going to be a big night, an emotional night for you guys tomorrow night. Concilio, safe travels over there and back, buddy, and we certainly hope everything goes well for you.
All right, buddy. Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
You betcha. Michael Concilio, 32 ounces of coffee. That kind of all makes sense now.
Yeah.
If you think about it, I think I kind of understand.
You view it as coffee, Tim. He views it as fuel.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
He might even call it fuel. Like when I can see that happen.
And he's not like Pierce, who's putting $5 of gas in his vehicle at a time.
Attaboy.
Concilio is filling to the top.
We've all been there.
Thank you,
I got
son,
77 cents. Would you? The look of disdain from the cashier.
Yes, yes. All this talk about heat just makes me appreciate what AccuTemp does more and more, not only for the service they provide, but what those guys have to go through. Imagine, here's your job. You know you're going into a house that has no air conditioning to go work because they've called you since you're an air conditioning repair place, an air conditioning install place. So you can't go to work thinking, hey, man, at least I'm going to be inside working in air conditioning. Oh, no, I'm not. I work for an air conditioning company. I'm going to be going to places that don't have air conditioning. This is going to be tough, pal. All caps. AccuTemp, 861-2255. Give it up for the fellas at AccuTemp who are out there making those service calls, knowing they are going into a hot box every job they go to. It's going to be hot. It's going to be rough. But they get a job done. Maybe that's why they're so efficient. We got to get the hell out of here. 861-2255. Dwayne and his guys are just top-notch, buddy. So many of our sponsors that I talked to about different things. Oh, yeah, we use AccuTemp. Oh, yeah, we use AccuTemp. I called AccuTemp the other day. Makes sense, man. Smart people, hot people, everybody uses AccuTemp. 861-2255. When we come back, the Bachman of Red River. We've got Stephen Dennis down after that, and we've added Terrence Isaac Jr. of Green Oaks as well. So 3 more coaches to go. Bachman, Dennis, Isaac, all coming up right here on 1130 The Tiger. Okay, let's computer is fried a little bit. Yeah, we could. I can pantomime them.
Hello.
Rotolo's, hello. Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport. 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports. Powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Do you like people, Puff?
Not really, Tim.
See, I'm kind of with you on that. When I go somewhere, I don't necessarily want people like right against me.
I like to have my space to hang out and enjoy myself.
I like to spread out. At Red River Brewing, they've got an enormous space, 1200 Marshall Street. You get to see people. There's a lot of people there, but they're not right on me. You know what I mean?
You can enjoy your beer and man-spread.
Man-spreading and beer drinking. Red River Brewing.
Shopper Karen's moving through JCPenney with a cute cardigan and boots, but can she buy both? She looks at the tags, and the prices are low! And they're going home with Karen.
Friday to Sunday only, rush to the Super Savings Blitz at JCPenney. Ladies, stack your roster with select St. John's Bay tees for just $7.99. Guys, you get 50% off select St. John's Bay apparel. And the whole team gets an extra 25% off with their JCPenney credit card and coupon. Find it in the app wallet. JCPenney. Offers valid 9/6 to 9/8. Credit offer subject to credit approval. Exclusions apply. See store or jcp.com for details.
Robert J. right here to tell you about one of my favorite lunch spots in town. Now, I'm talking about the grill at Quirby's Golf Course. And I say lunch spot, but it's really great anytime. They open up early, 7 in the morning for breakfast. The most amazing lunch specials, and I'll bet you there's not a better burger anywhere. And let me add that the 19th hole at Quirby's Grill is very generous. Stop by, try it out for yourself. You definitely will see me, Robert J. right there. Open 6 days a week, every day but Tuesday. The Grill at Quirby's Golf Course.
Men, for some of us, intimacy is over quicker than we or our partners would like. This may be due to a condition known as PE. PE is not a sign of weakness. It's a true medical condition that can lead to avoidance of intimacy and strained relationships. Unfortunately, there are no FDA-approved treatments for PE, but doctors in Shreveport are hoping to change that and are conducting a research study of an investigational medication hoped to treat it. So if intimacy ends much sooner than you'd like it to, why not learn if you're eligible to participate in this study at absolutely no cost to you? Visit lastlongerstudy.com or call 318-506-0010 to learn more. Your call will be handled discreetly by a medical professional. 318-506-0010. 318-506-0010.
Discount travel sites say they have the best prices, but Hilton.com has the price match guarantee. Look me in the eye. If you find a better rate, they match it and take 25% off. Yeah, well, this is radio, so just stare at the radio. Hilton.com has the best prices. Pinky swear. Or, radio swear. Plus, you can choose your exact room and get free Wi-Fi. Cross my heart, stick a needle in my radio. Expect better. Expect Hilton.
Must be a Hilton Honors member. Applicable terms and conditions at Hilton.com. Pinky swear.
You're on 49. It is so easy to just hit that Burt Coons exit and swoop into Swoop.
If you need to top off your tank, Swoop. Locally owned and operated. Of course you want to support a Shreveport business and a Bossier business on Industrial in Bossier City. But at the Swoop in Shreveport, sweetie,
those breakfast sandwiches.
Breakfast sandwiches where the biscuits are a mile high. Sausage, egg, bacon, egg, and cheese biscuits. They've
hot
got
coffee
hot
and
coffee,
the OJ.
Clean restrooms. Brighten your day at Swoop.
There it is.
Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Well, welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, 7:43 on this Football Thursday. The NFL season kicks off tonight. We were at walk-ons last night for our fantasy draft. You were at walk-ons for your fantasy draft.
I was.
Two different ones.
Oh,
we
yeah.
had the party room.
10:30 or whatever. No.
Yeah.
No.
Holy moly. Dude, it's been a while since I've had the buffalo chicken sandwich in-house. And so our wonderful waitress brings me my buffalo chicken sandwich last night from walk-ons. And it's got the big steak knife. Stabbed right through the top of it.
Right.
The chicken patties, this sandwich was this tall. The bun, chicken patty, tomato, lettuce, bun. And I literally said, okay, I cannot eat this the way this is prepared. I mean, it's too much.
It's a lot, yeah.
So I cut it in half, and then I was like, this is still too much. So I took each patty off the bun, laid them on the side, cut a piece of the meat, cut a piece of the bun, ate it with a fork. It's that big of a sandwich.
Boy,
it was good.
Have you had the blackjack chicken one?
I have.
That's really good, too. I had it for the first time, not yesterday, but the time before, which is like 4 days ago.
Yeah.
That's
it's
really
awesome.
good.
The food is so stinking good. And Rogers had the mozzarella logs.
Just
piping hot. God, they're just amazing.
Yeah.
It's a cheese stick, but Walk-Ons just does it better than anybody else I know.
Yeah.
NFL football tonight, and like Coach Gatlin said, we'll see if they're going to be streaming the Carr Curtis game as well on some of the monitors. Both Bossier and Shreveport locations will be alive and thriving tonight. It's a place to be. That's what we're here for, man. Walk-Ons. Bossier City, Airline Drive north of 220, and in Shreveport on Uri, south of East 70th. Joining us now, Mudbucks Hockey Hotline, first choice personnel coaches conversation. It's our buddy John Bachman, head coach of the Red River Bulldogs. Hello there, Bachman. What's going on, John?
I'm in a coma after listening to all that food.
I tell you, man, this is why you need Concilio's 32 ounces of coffee to get your day started.
Yep, no, I'll go ahead with the bangs now. We've gotten rid of the blue monsters. We've moved to the bang.
Oh, you're on the bank. Oh, that's an Adam thing.
The bang wagon, baby.
The bang wagon.
Bang, bang.
So before energy drinks came along, what were you using to kind of fuel your mornings? Were you ever a coffee guy?
Never was a coffee guy.
Huh.
Just had to rough it.
Huh. I have been a coffee guy for a while, and I got to have it. Although Concilio has raised the bar, 32 ounces of coffee every morning, Coach.
Amen. That's bang, bang, bang.
That's a triple bang, bang, bang right there. You got that right. Well, it's going to be if you by the time you get to the second bang, you might see that some of those Houghton kids have gone past you tomorrow night. You are facing a team that is blessed with speed, even though Jason Brotherton says, this team doesn't have as much speed as some of our others. Yeah. Are you buying that?
Yeah, we can outrun them.
All right. There we go. The gauntlet has been thrown down.
Oh, I wish we'd run a track meet.
So you've got the speed to keep up with Houghton, you feel?
Our guys are kind of like their head coach. He ain't smart enough to figure out whether they do or don't, so we're going to go believing that we do.
Nothing wrong with that. So when you face a team that's got numbers on you that may have overall size, maybe not man to man, I'm sure you'll have some size advantages somewhere along the lines. But when you face a team that you know is, hey, they're one of the favorites to win District 1-5A, so they got to be pretty good. What's the philosophy? You've been the Goliath in many occasions. You've been David a few times. So how do you approach this and as from the David point of view?
I think, again, if you're smart, you never worry about the opponent. You worry about yourself, and you talk about yourself. Talk about what we can do and what we want to do and how we're going to get there and how we're going to do it. And then, your kids either buy in or they don't. And, again, to me, I'm just telling our kids they can. I told them I'll never play in a football game or be a part of anything where I look at it and say I can't. Now, some of those challenges are pretty difficult, but when it's all said and done, if they got 100 on the sideline and we got 50, 11 are going to play, and our 11 just have to be able to hang with their 11, and we believe that we can, and whether we do or don't, we're going to come out of game one knowing where we are, where we got to get to. And everything is always about week 11. It's the wrong one. If you're looking at one, you better be looking at 11.
John Bachman, head coach for the Red River Bulldogs. Have you been happy with game preps with your kids this week?
Yeah, no, I have. It's, like everywhere, it's been hot. And it's hard to keep focused and hard to get things that when you get into that part of practice where you just got to, tough your way through it, but I think our kids have done a good job.
Now, as a guy who probably knows a little bit more about Houghton than some other teams that may have to face a team like Houghton in non-district games, does that help you a little bit, you think, knowing what to expect? Because Jason's a guy that's been around the block a few times. He's kind of established himself now, I think it's safe to say, as what he wants to see this team do. It's no longer Rodney Ewan's Houghton Buccaneers. It's truly Jason Brotherton's Houghton Buccaneers. Does that help you in preparation, knowing a little bit more of the known quantity of what the Bucs are going to be doing?
Yeah, again, you just look at what they're doing on film. And then, I called around and talked to a lot of people that have played them and pretty well got the same answer from everybody. They're just going to be who they're going to be. And I think that's what all great football teams do nowadays. They establish an identity, and whatever that identity is, for the rest of the year, you work toward whatever it is you chose or whoever you chose to be. And so, they're not going to be real complicated on defense. They're not going to be real complicated on offense. They're just going to be very good at both of it. We turn on TV tonight, like you were saying, watching Curtis. I bet you everybody in the Architects could name what they're going to run on offense. And then they're going to talk about their special teams. You better get ready for them. So Alton's the same way. Jason's done a great job over there, JB, and they're a great football team, and they're worthy of all the hype. And we get an opportunity to go over and see what we can do. And like I told our kids, bottom line is what makes them different than you. Somebody's got to stand up and tell me, well, Coach, I got 100 of them. I keep reminding them if they don't play but 11. And that's what we're going to do. So they better, by God, buckle up.
The Bucs better, by God, buckle up. John
That's
Bachman,
right.
head coach of the Red River Bulldogs. We talked to Gatlin to start off our day, John, and
that's a great way to start the
That's
day,
a good
by
way to
the
start
way.
our day, buddy. You got that right. He's been around the block a few times, and I was just asking
He's got
him.
that voice,
He's got the voice of an
the
angel.
wisdom voice is what that is.
He's got the voice of an angel who has certainly gone through puberty. So,
Yes, he has.
if John Bachman, the 2002 version of Coach John Bachman, saw the 2019 version of Coach John Bachman and what you're doing with your team, what would the old version of John Bachman be surprised by as far as your coaching style or coaching schemes that you've put in?
Honestly, I don't think there's a lot of difference between those two guys. I've always been a hammer. I'm a guy that's really gets after people and challenges them, but then I know how to go put my arm around them and tell them I love them and tell them, there's a difference between you as a person and difference between you as a football player, and when I'm fussing at you, I'm not fussing at you as a person. I'm fussing at you as a football player because I really don't like you as a football player right now. But as a person, you're a great guy. And I always tell my guys, if I offend you, I don't know that, so come talk to me. And we may agree to disagree, but we'll talk. So my kids always know that they have a voice, and they can come back at me on anything, because the idea is I want to teach them things. I don't want to force things down their throat. And when we have those kind of conversations, I think, again, our kids understand that, I can talk to Coach Bachman, and then he's going to tell me what he thinks. I'm going to tell him what I think, and then somebody's got to lead and somebody's got to follow. So they understand that with me. I'm just a little bit older and a little bit slower, but I still scream just as loud.
The Bucks better buckle up. He's older, slower, but he screams just as loud. See, these are things that are all T-shirt worthy stuff.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Need to start remembering these things, these little great phrases that Bachman gives us.
Bachmanisms.
There
we go. Mm-hmm. Adam, you've come up with a name. Bachmanisms. We're going to make money on this, Coach. We're going to start selling T-shirts, coffee mugs.
I need just a small percent.
Just a small percent. And for Concilio, it'll be a coffee tanker, not a coffee mug, but we'll sell these suckers.
I'll buy one of those.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's John Bachman, super good dude. He's ready to take his Red River Bulldogs, a program that was down in the dumps just a few years ago. And they have got nothing but high expectations. That has been a transformation down in Coshada, that is for certain. Bachman and his coaching staff have done an incredible job. The whole town and the area, there are old Coshada alums that are falling in place now. They're coming back to see their school take care of business. They won't have to travel too far from right here in Shreveport to go check them out this Friday at Houghton. Red River at Houghton, one of the really fun matchups in beautiful Harlan Stadium amongst the tall pines out there at Houghton. Well, what a great place to start the season. John, wish you guys nothing but the best, buddy.
Thanks. We're gonna need a little help.
But they know they got to buckle up.
Yeah, we're going to hit them.
That's a good thing. That's what football is all about. Best of luck, Bachman.
Thank you.
You betcha. John Bachman. That's a guy that's hard to not like. Is that the right way I said that?
He's a likable fellow.
He's easy to like. That's easy. That's a lot clearer to say.
Someone on the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line says to put buckle up on the towel around his neck.
That's not a bad.
You could start selling sponsorships there, I think.
A little Taco Bell signal, signs on the back of his towel. Huh? Little Taco Bell live Moss Fletch.
The fact that they have made the transition to Bang. That's like double the caffeine of Monster.
So you're happy about this?
Concerned and happy. Understandable. Might be more than happy. I get it, but also concerned.
Yeah. So you're saying that maybe older people should slow down the Bang?
Well, everybody should probably not have one every day. But
do you drink one every day?
No.
Okay.
About 2 to 3.
You used to bring them in all the time.
Yeah, I don't bring them in anymore.
Yeah. I've noticed that thing. I haven't said anything. I've just thought maybe you'd gone to the doctor and gotten
No. Nothing like that.
I don't need no doctor.
That's you. That's your approach to things.
You don't have health insurance. You don't. Kind of hard to do that. It kind of becomes your philosophy.
Take that road.
Yeah. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger, with Rogers Hampton and Adam Hester. It's 7:56. Brewer Quality Homes. Want to make sure that we get this straight. Donnie did not get beat by Nate Dizzle in a foot race.
No, it was another person.
It was the son of one of the salespeople.
Son of salesperson, but it's one of the rather quicker. Kelvin Jr. Is the quarterback for North DeSoto. Oh.
So
well, that's not fair.
Yeah, it's a kid who's got a little bit of wheels on him, known for his wheels.
Putting the youth out there against them.
It takes a varsity quarterback with wheels to beat Donnie in a foot race. So lest anyone think that was Nate Dizzle, then we gave off the impression that Nate Dizzle outran Donnie.
Oh, no. It was, I don't know, I forget. Yeah. They use a nickname for whoever.
K2.
K2, that's right.
Yeah. It was K2, which is, I think, the summit that Donnie has purchased a I believe he's got a new brewer quality homes going up there.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be, I think it's his life goal. He wants a manufactured home dealership on all 7 continents and on the 7 highest peaks on each of the 7 continents.
Did I see he's got a new salesperson?
Yes, you did.
Guy that we might know?
Guy that we might know.
Yeah.
So he is, I tell you what, this guy, Allie and I will talk about Donnie sometimes just out of the blue, like, that's a smart, as much as zany, crazy, nuts as Donnie is, that is a smart businessman.
Oh, yeah.
He's a crafty fella. He has done it again, man. Brewer Quality Homes just keeps on rocking. He's got the right people in place. Nate Dizzle running the show over there. 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. Manufactured homes, that's the way it's at, man. One of my buddies last night at our fantasy draft is going to a symposium today for appraisers on manufactured homes, how to appraise them and all this good stuff, because you know what? More people are buying these things. It's become certainly more of the norm. Because, man, you get so much home for $40, $50, $60 a square foot. No one's got a larger selection than Donnie. 20 acres to choose from, 3830 East Texas in Bossier City. Everything Donnie touches turns to sold. 7:58. Got 2 more coaches to go. Formerly youngest head coach in town, Stephen Dennis. He's an old, buzzard now. And then Terrence Isaac joins us from Green Oaks, who absolutely has the best name for a young man on a football team to come down the pike in a long, long time. We'll get to those guys next on 1130 The Tiger. Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City. Come on, Demon fans. It's time for a little football every single Friday on our show at 8:30. It's Forkum Fridays. Join us, NSU fans, as we celebrate and get ready for the weekend. Every single football Friday, it's Forkum Friday. No matter what sport you're playing, what activity you're working in, you're going to pull a muscle. You're going to have some aches and pains along the way. And Hester, as we begin football season, as we make our way through, that includes cheerleaders,
sure,
band members,
yep,
and of course the players,
and the coaches,
too. Some of those maybe more so than others. For the kids, I know that Calvary has used them before as well. Chillin' Hill, man, take the team down there, right?
You can take the whole team. You can call them, and they can set something up for you to get them all in there together.
798-4325, Chillin' Hill.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, you wouldn't spend more to get the exact same thing, would you? No. So when I tell you that Straight Talk Wireless runs on the same cell towers as the big guys but charges up to half the cost, you see where I'm going with this, right? Get America's best 4G LTE networks for less. The unlimited plan is just $45 a month with 25 gigs at high speeds, then 2G. Straight Talk Wireless, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See straighttalk.com.
Nature Valley brings that satisfying crunch that gets your family going again with real delicious honey and whole grain oats. So get out here. Nature Valley Oats and Honey Crunchy Bars. The original crunch.
You're in charge of hiring, and Indeed has solutions, like company pages where you can get people excited about working for you. And we give you this toy monkey, which will bang its cymbals when the right resume appears. Okay, there is no monkey.
I said there is no monkey!
But company pages, for sure.
See why independent research by Silk Road shows Indeed delivers 3 times more hires than any other job site. Visit Indeed.com/promo to try company pages for free. Terms and conditions apply.
Don't put your life on the line when you dig. Do what the pros do. Respect the marks. Dig with care. And before you dig, call 811. Louisiana One Call.
You know, Nicole, they say I've got an electric personality. Does that help me out at First Choice Personnel?
It would help you. I'm looking for electrical or mechanical, technical people.
I'm not so mechanical, but I do have an electric personality.
Sounds good. You come my way. Let me see what I can do for you.
All right, 797-7810, 797-7810. First Choice Personnel, make First Choice your last call. The Bayou Bell Waste Boys are in studio with us, Clem McCullough, Russell Hall. It's got to be so fun working with people you care so much about.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we have a great time every day, and I tell you, it's just so fulfilling to be able to support the local economy and hire people and be able to support families. We absolutely have a blast every day, and we certainly appreciate all your support.
Bayou Bell Waste, 671-9900, BayouBellWaste.com. Let's Swoop Stores. Brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport,
3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
KWKH, Shreveport, Bossier City. 1130 The Tiger, Shreveport and Bossier's #1 sports station.
Welcome back, everybody. 1130 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show. Oh, yeah. 320-1130, Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. First Choice Personnel, make First Choice your last call. First Choice is out there doing the work for you to get you the job you want, the job you need, the job you deserve. Get served up with the job you deserve. See what we did there? You deserve to be served up on a silver platter, the job you want, covet, desire, need. It's going to make you and your family so happy. But you got to get the phone call. You got to get the phone call. You got to make the phone call to get things started. 797-7810. 797-7810. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation. It's our pal, Stephen Dennis, head coach of the Huntington Raiders. Hello, Stephen Dennis. What's going on, buddy?
Not much. What's up, guys?
We're doing all right, man. How you doing? You pumped up and ready for tomorrow night?
We are excited. We're just ecstatic.
I bet so. You know, the kids, when did it kind of start clicking for them, you think? That you saw, like, the light bulb start popping above their still smooth brains? Like, oh, wait a minute, we got a game this week. This is the real deal. Did it hit them Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Our kids have really been excited for this, you know, I think going into the Jamboree. I think that last week they realized it's their first time underneath the Friday night lights. And so I think they've kind of, you know, been excited this week, you know, with us being out for Labor Day. So, you know, that was something that you had to keep them focused coming up here on a day off to practice. And but I think they're excited for tomorrow night. They're excited for tonight, too.
Well, it's a little odd that we don't have a Thursday night game to start things off in our area. I think Darwin Woods is the closest team that we got that's playing tonight. It's over at St. Frederick, I think.
Yep.
But it's kind of nice that we have all traditional Friday night openers taking on a plain dealing squad that obviously Coach Thurman knows that they don't have the numbers that you've got at Huntington. You know, it would be easy. Kids are kids, Stephen, and so they're going to look at that and go, plain dealing. Well, we're going to be able to get these guys. They're a 1A school. We're a big bad 4A school. We can take care of this. How do you kind of get the kids not to pre-think the outcome of this kind of a game?
I think first off, you talk to them and, you know, you understand that Coach Thurman and his staff does a phenomenal job over there. They're good coaches, and those guys are going to come over here and they're going to play hard, and they're going to play hard for 4 quarters. And so we know that. And then, you know, one of the good things at practice on Monday that we started talking about, you know, not to offend any Tennessee fans, but you know, that's one thing we've talked to these guys. They watch college football on Saturdays, and, you know, we said, you know, we don't want to be the team that comes in and gets upset. You know, you've got to treat every opponent, you know, like it is the opponent. And so I think just keeping your focus and having them understand that the team you're playing is the team you're playing. And so you got to line up and beat them and be sound in all 3 phases of the game and execute from play to play. And usually if you can do those things, the score will take care of itself.
Plain Dealing's got some athletes. I know that Coach Thurman's kind of pumped up about a couple of 6', 6'2" kids, 180, 190. Once again, the kind of size and speed that doesn't just grow on trees around here, although it seems like it's more plentiful in Northwest Louisiana, East Texas than it is, say, in Arkansas. But obviously you've got some kids that are super quick, super talented. Do you feel like that you're going to be able to kind of combat what they do best with their speed, their athleticism, that Huntington also has that kind of speed and athleticism?
Yes, sir. I think one thing that we're not ashamed of is our athleticism. You know, I think we've got one of our starting corners that I think is going to become a name around town is a sophomore, DeKelvion Beeman. You know, he's about 6'1", 6'1.5", about 180. Started as a freshman at safety, have moved him to corner. And he's gonna have one of those bodies that God has just gifted to him with a lot of speed, size, and he's just really growing as a corner. So we feel like we've in our secondary, we've got, some size to be able to combat some of those longer receivers. And, Coach Thurman's got a good quarterback over there, too.
Mm-hmm.
That kid has played a lot of football. We know that that's going to be something we're going to have to contend with and stop on Friday night.
Heat's going to be a big deal. We've talked to a lot of the coaches about this already, Stephen. Hydrate. You're going to be playing at Independence Stadium? In your game at Independence?
Yes, sir. Independence Stadium.
Going to be hot. That turf and the way the stadium is set up kind of keeps the heat trapped in there. So the on-field temperature is probably going to be in excess of 110, I would assume, tomorrow night when you guys kick off. When you send 16, 17, 18-year-old boys home from practice, that's when they become their own little entity out there. You have to trust them and hope that they do the right things with what they drink and eat leading up to a game. How do you kind of try to help monitor that and, administrate that from afar?
I think, during practice and things like that, you got to make sure that, you're planning your water breaks and you're giving them breaks into practice. You got to be smart with what you're doing with practice. Early on in the heat, we would stretch and, do our individual periods without our pads on just to kind of cut down on some of the time that they're fully padded in the heat. They've kind of gotten more acclimated as we go right now. But I think that's why we're blessed with Willis Knighton working with these schools. We have athletic trainers at our practice, and they're really a big help because you now have a certified medical professional out there that is also helping you monitor kids. And so I just think it's a lot of active monitoring. It's talking to them about nutrition. We have, the charts posted above the restrooms so that they can look and see, when they're using the restroom, are they hydrated? I think there's a lot of little things. And I think what you're, making sure they understand that they're going to be playing on what they eat the night before the night. So really what they eat and drink tonight is what they're going to, or last night really, is what they're going to play on tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. So getting my days confused.
I've done it all day today.
So I think just giving them as much information as you can. And then, yes, they are 16 and 17-year-old kids, but, I think sometimes, too, we need to trust that they are more mature than they are. I think if you give them the information and continue to actively monitor them and things like that, that they're going to do what they need to do to be successful.
Stephen Dennis, head coach for the Huntington Raiders, taking on Plain Dealing in the season opener tomorrow night. What's your fuel? What are you an energy drink guy? Are you a coffee guy? Because it's a long day for a high school football coach. It starts 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning for most of you fellas and doesn't end at this time of the season until sometimes 9, 10 o'clock at night. So how do you get through the day without just...
I'm an energy drink guy, and anyone that knows me knows that I drink a low-carb Monster every single morning. I do not like coffee, and I'm ashamed to say that some days it's a 2 Monster day, some days, which is probably... My doctor's hearing this and probably just shaking in his coat right now, but it happens.
Yeah.
If it's like, was it Chevy Chase, Rogers, the nuclear?
Yes.
That's if Stephen Dennis gets a paper cut, it's probably nuclear fuel coming out of his finger where he has a paper cut. And the color chart above the urinal, for those that are wondering, because we have one here, but Rogers thinks it's a Target. I'm like, no. Let's just kind of use it as a chart to see what color it is to see if you can get enough water there, Rogers. So,
I was trying to figure out a polite way to talk about the urine chart without saying that. But I appreciate that you made me feel comfortable now because you just said it.
You've opened it up.
We have opened up the discourse because every time Rogers goes to the bathroom, we have to remind him it's not a Target. It's just a chart. Just want to make sure he gets enough water to go along with your 12 Coca-Colas all day long that he drinks. So, man, the butterflies from your first year as a head coach to this year as a head coach, which is your third year, right?
Yes, sir.
Any different on a Thursday before the game? Do you feel different this year than you did, 2 seasons ago when you were making your debut as a head coach?
I think the butterflies never really go away. I think if you really love this and it's something that is a passion for you, I had the same butterflies when I was an assistant coach, the same butterflies when I had the opportunity to be a coordinator. I think that's just, you're nervous for your guys because you want to see them go out and be successful. and you really, until you see it, I think that little nervousness is there. I think as far as the difference between year one and year three is, I said it last week, is these guys clearly understand the culture and the things that we want to accomplish as a team. And so, our pregame routines are what we do, during the game, how we want our sideline to operate. These guys have known no other way pretty much than the way that we've done things. So I think, seeing that and understanding that it just runs a little more smoothly, we're not having to stop and teach, no, you stay on this side of the field. No, this is the special team zone. No one gets in it. I think that helps with the butterflies or helps with the confidence because you feel like everybody's on the same page. We're excited. These kids have worked extremely hard this offseason. Win, lose, or draw, one thing that I'm most proud about is these kids have come in and punched the clock since the season ended in November last year. And that's why I just firmly believe, you can't control everything, but I do believe in life, if you come in and you punch that clock daily, there's going to be a paycheck waiting for you at the end of it. And I think we're going to be able to get a good paycheck, over the next 10 weeks.
Giddy up. That's where you do it right there. Stephen Dennis with a heck of a good philosophy. He is the monster man. Stephen Dennis, Huntington Raiders, taking on the Plain-Dealing Lions tomorrow night, Independence Stadium. They do have plenty of parking there. That is a fact.
Can I give one shout out? I don't know if in the local area, any of our Huntington alumni that have played here, Coach Rhodes, Tony Rhodes, who was the first ever head coach here and athletic director here for 20 years, he'll be doing our coin toss. So anybody that played for Coach Rhodes, we would love to see them out at the game.
That's awesome, man. Once again, kind of a nod to the past. I think more schools need to do that on a regular basis. Good stuff there, Stephen. Best of luck tomorrow night, buddy.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all.
Stephen Dennis, head coach of the Huntington Raiders. You hear a lot about dollars off or percent off, but you rarely hear a price on a new vehicle in the commercial these days. All right, But Chevyland, you can drive a brand-new 2019 Chevrolet Silverado Crew Cab Custom with 20-inch aluminum wheels, 4G LTE Wi-Fi, locking rear differential, which Rogers also has on him, for only $29,995. That's over 22% off MSRP. That's a brand-new cab truck, really equipped, $29,995. Shop online or work the whole deal at Chevyland.com or call or text us. Stop by the dealership, 7500 Uri Drive in Shreveport. We do business the way you want to do business because at Chevyland, we care about you. We'll come back with Green Oaks head coach Terrence Isaac Jr. right after this. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City. I literally was walking around one of those big box stores, that sell sporting equipment the other day, and family was looking for helmets.
Yeah.
And little kid who still had Clearasil on his face said, "Over there's the helmets."
They don't know.
They don't know.
What do they know?
They know nothing.
We'll go somewhere where they do know something.
Oh, Sports World.
There.
8809 Joella. Been around since 1973. Hester, they got helmets that can fit our heads.
They do, and they know the needs of the local coaches.
They certainly
These other
do.
places don't.
No, they don't know the local coaches. Sports World, 8809 Joella. When you think of ice cold beer, Puff, what do you think of?
Red River Brewing.
When you think of so many abundant flavors that are just incredible, bursting on your tongue, what do you think of?
Red River Brewing.
1200 Marshall Street, where downtown meets I-20. It is hot as blue blazes, and no one has got more sizzling opportunities than First Choice Personnel. Nicole joins us. Hey, Nicole, what's happening?
Hey, Tim. We're looking for production, manufacturing, forklift positions right now. We're always looking for someone looking for a job in the warehouse. Anyone right now looking for a job. We have lots of openings.
Lots of openings. Think about that. A warehouse is big. They need people to fill that warehouse. First Choice Personnel, 797-7810. Locally owned and operated, Chevyland has just a cornucopia of 2019 Chevy Silverados and Silverado 2500 HDs up to 10% off through GM Financial or 0% financing with $1,500 off on all crew cabs. Slide on in to a brand new Silverado at Chevyland. We care about you. Puff, I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Oh, boy.
How often do you swoop?
Oh, I swoop all the time. Biscuits, gas. If I need something, Swoop's got it. It's the perfect place to swoop.
If you're going to swoop, you may as well swoop at Swoop. If you're going to do a biscuit swoop, why would you swoop anywhere other than Swoop to get a biscuit swoop?
Oh, those biscuits.
The croissants, the English muffins, the biscuits.
Oh, I need a napkin to clean up this
Stop
stool.
drooling. Start swooping.
Swoop.
Local Mudbugs fan, Adam Hester, joining us in studio. Season number 4 of the North American Hockey League.
Of Mudbugs 2.0.
What's your favorite part about the Knoll?
These kids are hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that scholarship. They're trying to get drafted in some cases. They're trying to get to the next level of hockey and realize their dreams. So I love that about the Knoll.
Gonna eat Mudbugs hockey. Get hungry. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
1130 The Tiger, Bossier City's home for LSU sports.
Welcome back, everybody. Tim Fletcher Show on this lovely, lovely day. It's Thursday, 8:18 the time. Our show presented to you by Bayou Bell Waste, the nice guys who love talking trash, locally and family-owned and operated. Since 1991, C-Mac, Clint McCullough, his right-hand man, 2 phones, a.k.a. the Big Magnolia, Russell Hall. Also sponsoring our Bayou Bell Survivor Pool on NFL.com. Click on NFL.com. Click on Fantasy. Click on Survivor. Search for the group Bayou Bell. Get your picks in. We are up to, I believe, now 238 entries. We got a long way to go to get the prize up from $1,000 to $2,000. If we get over 499 users, we have the prize package of $2,000, as right now we're battling for $1,000, courtesy of Bayou Bell. Joining us now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline for the First Choice Personnel Coaches Conversation, your head coach of the Green Oaks Giants, Terrence Isaac Jr. Hello, Coach. How you doing this morning?
Hey, how's it going? Thank you guys for having me.
Oh, glad to have you, Coach. We appreciate your time. What's your school day like at Green Oaks, starting at what time you get there and what time you get to the practice field? What is the Terrence Isaac day like?
I'm here at about 7 in the morning. I have 3 classes in the daytime, lunch duty, so I'm free around 12 o'clock. Then go to the office, get a practice schedule, work on paperwork, things like that, and then we get ready for practice, 7th period. That's at 2:50.
At 2:50. When do you start watching the clock going, okay, when does 2:50 get here?
You know what? As soon as I get in, because that's the period that I'm most looking forward to.
I can imagine. So, Coach, you've had opportunities. You're a guy, I think, that a lot of people look at and say, okay, this is a guy's one of these fellas that's on the way up the coaching ladder. You've had opportunities that could have taken you from Shreveport after you recently arrived. I think 2016 is when you got here, right? Was it 2016?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, 2017.
2017 season, yeah. So what is it that's kind of kept you right here, coming back for a third year with the Green Oaks Giants?
When I look at the core guys that we have, it's hard to leave a quarterback that I have. I mean, it's hard to leave a guy like that that works hard, that's just a student of the game. The guys that I came in with, those are the guys that they understand the things that I'm trying to do, and we all just have a great relationship. And it's more like a father-son relationship. So I look at all these guys like they're my son as well. So, it's tough leaving those guys. And the past couple of years, I've had opportunities to leave, but when I look at the guys that I have, I just can't do that.
And, of course, you're talking about Keith Baker, the touchdown maker out there at quarterback. What is it about this kid that makes him so special? Because it just seems like whatever the it factor is, this kid's got it. What is it that you see on a daily basis that is that it factor?
He's just special. He's always looking to work on his game. He's a guy, he's constantly, every chance he gets, he's in my office. He's calling me at night. He's calling me 11, 12 at night on the weekends. Coach, what you think about this? And we just have a great relationship. And it's just one of those special kind of relationships that you just cherish.
What do teams have to worry about when they face the Green Oaks Giants?
Well, we do something that I don't think I don't think anyone's doing. I let Chief call his own plays. During the week, we talk scheme. We talk about, okay, we may be able to do this or we may be able to do that. But in game situation, I let Chief run with it. And he's out there, he's making checks, he's changing plays. He gets the whole offense set. He's moving guys around. He's checking for the O-line. He's doing all of that. And I mean, it's just great to watch. And a lot of people don't believe me when I tell them, Keith, he's out there running the show. He's calling his own plays because we want to go fast. We want to go really fast. And the way we can go fast is having Keith generate everything. You know, we call him the general. So he's out there and he's doing his thing, and it's just fun to watch. And just knowing that we're not out of any games. You know, last year we were down to Haynesville. I think we're down 30-13 in the fourth quarter, and we were able to come back. Same with Northwestern. We were down, and we lost that game by 2 points. We were down big, and we came back. So just knowing that you have a quarterback like that and guys around him, we're never out of a game, and that's just a joy to have.
You know, it's interesting, Coach, as a young coach, I think that it's probably a little unusual for you to put for a coach to put so much stock and responsibility into a young man, because I think a lot of coaches your age and, you know, they're, fresh into the head coaching aspect of things, probably like, oh, I got to make a name for myself. I got to show not only my current employer but potential future employers what I can do, what my mind is out there doing. So that's putting the old ego in check there for you. Was that a tough thing to do?
No. And, this is my 16th year coaching. Every quarterback that I've had really good quarterbacks. And I've always let all of my quarterbacks. I had a guy a couple years ago when I was in Dallas by the name of Sean Wallace. Well, he was up for National Player of the Year, and he did the same thing. So I've just been blessed. I've been fortunate, and there's no ego with me. Like I said, we talked during the week. We talked about some things that I would like to see. Now, of course, if we're in game situation, there's some things that I want to see. I'll yell out there and we'll change the play. But just me, just not having an ego and just saying, let these guys, my job is to put these guys in the best situation possible. And the best situation possible for us is to have Keith run the show out there. And that just allows us to do everything that we want to do. And we're getting more plays in, me and Keith talked this summer, and we said, look, let's try to get a play in every 15 seconds. So we've been working the clock at practice. I haven't stopped watching. We're working the clock, and we're trying to do that. And he's constantly improving on that. We believe if we can go fast, if we can get the defense where they're rotating guys in and out, they're tired, then we win.
Taking on Captain Shreve tomorrow night, a team that's going to have the numbers on you, Terrence. They're probably going to have a little size on you overall. Maybe on, all five guys on one line compared to the four guys on the defensive line and vice versa. Is this, kind of, pardon the pun, but it's a David and Goliath, the little man taking on the Giants here, but you guys are the Giants who are the little man taking on the Giants. Does that mentality that you've got with Keith kind of permeate your team? Like, dude, I'm letting you guys take care of this. We're going to prepare you, but it's up to you on Friday nights. You take our message and you take it to the field and take it to the opponent, and we're going to be okay. It seemed like those kids have really bought into that message. Is that a safe thing to say?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm sorry. We got kids going in and out the class and things like that.
That's quite all right, man. That's what it's all. That's why it's high school. Nick Saban doesn't have to worry about that, but we don't want to talk to Nick Saban. He's a jackass.
Exactly.
We'd rather talk to Terrence Isaac any day. That confidence that you've got in Keith, does your whole team kind of buy into that, and they kind of get that vibe from you and your staff that we can go do these things, we can come back against Haynesville, we can go face the Captain Shreve in the season opener and take it to them?
Yes, it starts with Keith. Keith is a confident guy, and when you look at Keith, a lot of guys, when they look at him, they're like, he's not a quarterback. But when you watch him play, you're like, wow. And I think his mentality carries over to the whole team, just the confidence that he has and his abilities. And like I said, we just feel that we're never out of a game. And we respect all of our opponents, but we don't fear them. And we feel that we can compete with anybody if we just come and play our game.
Of course, Terrence, no conversation about Green Oaks can go by without talking about the coldest to ever do it, Crawford. This kid has become a social media sensation. Tell us a little bit more about DeColdest, who, by the way, as you probably are well aware, may have the greatest name to ever suit up and play the game of football.
Yes, sir. Honestly, he's a humble kid. He hates the attention. Someone wanted to come out and do a story on him last week, and he told me no. He said, "Coach, I just don't like the attention." Just a great kid, but along the way when people start talking about his name and things like that, it was some mean comments. It was some really cruel comments. People made comments about his mom, and it was just for what people fail to realize, this is a 15-year-old kid. And I think some of the shots that was taken at Dakota, it just, he didn't deserve that. So he's to the point now where he just wants it all to go away. It was kind of fun at first, and then when, you start reading some of the comments and some of the comments that's made, people are just kind of cruel. So, he's to the point where we had a talk last week, and he said, "Coach, I just want this to go away."
And that's a shame. You know what it is, Terry? I mean, seriously, because when I first saw that, and I think Channel 6 was the one who had an interview with him, and I was like, that is so, pardon the pun, so cool. I've got a boring name, Tim Fletcher. I want to change my name every day. One of our sponsors is next to the Villaggio in Bossier. I'm like, that's a good last name. How about Villaggio? To have a unique name like that is, to me, I think it's kind of a gift. And so I certainly hope that DeColdest can get through that and understand that, man, there's going to be idiots that are going to do whatever they're going to do. But in the end, there's a reason why his mom named him DeColdest to ever do it. There's a reason that he's going to stick out and stand out. And sometimes, when you stand out and stick out, people are going to take their shots like a whack-a-mole, but you keep coming back, and eventually you become not only known for your name, but your name stands for something. And so I certainly hope that's the best in what happens for this young man, because I think it's awesome, and I hope that he embraces it and just absolutely loves it for the rest of the time that he's, DeColdest to ever do it, because I do. I think it's just super, super cool to have a kid like that on your team. What do you call him? Is there a nickname that he goes by that's easier for him to kind of accept?
We call him Cold. We just call him Cold.
And
something that people don't know, his middle name is One. So I think Dad was saying the coldest one, Crawford. So I think someone put out there, it's the coldest to ever do it. That's not his middle name. His middle name is One, but it was meant to be One, I believe. So it's like the coldest one. But it's still One.
See, this is where social media is a bad thing. So like Juan?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
we have now myth busted Rogers Hampton that it's not to ever do it's his middle name. It's the coldest one, Crawford. And the fact that he is cold, his skill set, I've noticed, of course, like a lot of people, I started following him on Twitter. He's got it looks like this young man has got, A, his head in the right place, but B, the people that he follows, the wide receiver groups that he follows, the LSU guys, the NFL guys that he seemed like a kid who's got some pretty high aspirations. And a lot of 15-year-old kids have aspirations, but you got to have the work ethic and the athletic ability to get there. What do you see in Cold that makes you feel like, all right, this kid can achieve the dreams that he set forth for himself?
His work ethic, the way that he works is unbelievable. He was a guy that, he did some 7-on-7 camps this year. Just the way that he works. He's always here up at the field working on routes, running routes, but it's great because he's just a humble kid, and he just wants to just keep improving and improving and improving, and you can tell by the way that he works.
Terrence Isaac and the Green Oaks Giants. Buddy, it's going to be blazing hot tomorrow night. How do you prepare your kids to be ready for probably, and like we said, you're going to be playing on the turf at Lee Hedges, more than likely going to be over 110 degrees on the surface out there. How do you prepare these kids to make sure that it's going to happen? You know it. There's going to be some cramps, but to keep from more kids cramping up or the kids that do cramping up repeatedly, what's the thing you're trying to get these kids to do tonight leading up to tomorrow night's game?
Well, basically for the last 2 weeks, we've been preaching hydrate. You know, hydrate. And then I know this week we've just been getting people to donate pickle juice. We have the Gatorade, we have the pickle juice, we have the water. So, we've had a lot of guys that came in and just made some great donations as far as pickle juice, and we have cases of that and things like that. So that's what we've been doing.
Both Rogers and I are huge fans of pickle juice. I really don't understand why, Terrence, that more schools aren't doing that. I mean, water's great. It's the best that you can probably do. But there's just something about that pickle juice. It hits you almost immediately. You feel better. You feel hydrated.
Yes, sir.
It's my go-to.
And we really can't afford.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
And we really can't afford, with our numbers, we're right at 40 with our numbers. We really can't afford for some of our key guys to clamp up. So we're just preaching hydration.
Well, man, I'm hoping for the best for you guys. I know that we're saying the same for Sepulvedo's crew, but the main thing is I hope everybody comes out of this healthy, and it sure seems like this is going to be a really entertaining game because the expectations at Shreve are probably the highest they've been in I don't know. I've been here for 25 years, Terrence. I don't know when I've heard more hype about a Captain Shreve team than this team. Shreve and Houghton considered the front runners of 1-5A, and you guys get a chance tomorrow night to make a name for yourself and kind of show what Green Oaks is all about. So we certainly hope it's a great game. Everybody stays healthy, and that we get ready for week 2 with everyone feeling pretty good about the way they played in week 1. So we look forward to talking to you again, Terrence, man, and our best to Cold, our best to Keith, and everybody there at the Green Oaks Giants.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thanks again for having me.
Oh, man, glad to have you, Terrence. Really do appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Terrence Isaac, Green Oaks Giants head coach. 8:33 the time. We learned something new. It was a myth. It's not the coldest to ever do it. It's not his middle name. And that is something, right? As soon as someone gets some positive attention, there's always someone who's just got to take a shot.
I mean, that's just the way it is now.
It is.
With every good, there's going to be bad, sometimes even more bad.
You're right. And I'm glad that Coach Isaac mentioned that the kid is 15, and there are people taking shots at him and taking shots at his mom.
I don't get that.
This is a Shreveport kid that everybody in our area, I know that if you're a Shreve parent, you want your kids to win tomorrow night, and that is perfectly fine. You're a Shreve alum. You're just somebody around town that maybe you like Shreve. Hey, I would like to see Shreve beat Green Oaks, whatever. But how can you root against someone so much that you become kind of nasty about it? And that may have come from just people in the Twitterverse around the country. Who knows? But certainly we're better than that here because as much pride as we take in our guys from this area and the girls from this area who go on to play D1 athletics and make a name for themselves in college, and look at the guys in the NFL, 2 first-rounders, 3 that should have been first-rounders with Greedy, and then the guys that are already in the league. And I got a Troy Edwards football card I found on eBay that I bought, because it was Troy Edwards' rookie card. I'm still excited that, hey, I got to cover Troy Edwards when he was at Tech. We should celebrate these things. These are guys who have made it and have represented our city in such a good way. And this is a young man that certainly has brought a lot of attention to Green Oaks, and I think it should be positive attention. Tim Fletcher Show, 11:30 The Tiger. Rogers and I will be back right after these commercial messages. Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
1130 The Tiger, your home for LSU sports, powered by Jack Spring Electric.
Brought to you by Edwin Watts.
It's football season, and that means it's time for a little home cooking. Everyone's got their favorite home team, whether it's in high school football, college football, go Hogs, or it's the NFL. One of our favorite home teams, Bayou Bell Waste. C-Mac's in the house. What's up, buddy?
My wife would say go Cowboys. I say who dat. But when you think of hometown, think of the hometown dumpster service, Bayou Bell Waste. Right here in the Shreveport-Bossier area since 1997. If you need a dumpster, call the home team. Call Bayou Bell.
And speaking of home teams, does this mean we get to see Russell in a cheerleading outfit?
Absolutely.
Edge Concrete Cutting cuts concrete. Edge is expanding our team capabilities and our geographic reach. From Tyler, Texas to Vicksburg, Mississippi, and from Ashdown, Arkansas to Alexandria, Louisiana. Edge can handle your flat sawing, electrical slab sawing, core drilling, early entry sawing, concrete demo and removal. Call Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-3745. That's Edge Concrete Cutting at 925-DRILL.
You may not notice it's a protein bar. Dark chocolate and crunchy peanuts will do that. Plus, they'll get your family moving again.
Don't stop moving. Don't stop moving.
Nature Valley Peanut Butter Dark Chocolate Protein Bars.
School's back in session, which means your ride better be ready. At AutoZone, we've got the free services you need to drive with confidence. Like our AutoZone Rewards program. Right now, you can get a $5 bonus reward if you sign up for the program in store with a valid email. And you can also get great deals every day on STP oil, starting at just $16.99 for a 5-quart jug of STP conventional motor oil. Visit us at AutoZone.com and start the job fast with free same-day store pickup and free next-day delivery. See terms at AutoZone.com/rewards. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone. AutoZone.
It's time for spring cleaning.
No.
Financial spring cleaning.
Oh, that's not so bad.
Yeah, like managing our money on the go.
I get what you're talking about.
Right. Using GBT's mobile app, we can do all kinds of things. We can check our balance, pay our bills, transfer funds, deposit a check. Have you downloaded the Apple app?
Of course I have.
You know, they have the Android app, too.
It's for everybody, everywhere. Gibbsland Banking trusts the great banking team. It's time now to meet some of the new guys over at Brewer Quality Homes. A man who charms snakes and the ladies. He's Barrett, who was in the Marine Corps with DB. What's up, Barrett?
Hey, how you doing?
What was that video I saw with you and the snake the other day where you let a snake bite your arm?
I was getting assaulted. That was a straight-up assault.
It looked like you did it on purpose, though.
No, I was actually out on the lot.
And a snake bit you?
Yeah, I think we need to do this one again.
Let Swoop Stores brighten your day. 109 East Burt Coons in Shreveport, 3818 Industrial Drive in Bossier City.
If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger. What a great day here on the program with all of our high school coaches. Again, we appreciate their time. You heard Coach Isaac. Bells going off, kids in the hallways. Got lunch duty. Still, to me, if you ever want to know, do coaches around this area ever get a little favorable treatment? Remember when we talked to Suggs last year, how many times he was on carpool line duty? Suggs, one of the biggest high schools in the state, one of the most successful coaches around, winningest coach in Byrd High School history, is still out there directing traffic every morning. You know, so these guys, they have jobs that are coaches, but they are still educators and a part of the school fabric that has to do a lot of things on a daily basis. All right. So we had Jim Gatlin. Here's what we learned today, Rogers. Jim Gatlin got an outstanding kicker. You know, they've got a lot of talent, a lot of attention paid to their skill position players, including, of course, Luke Bogan, the quarterback, Travion. They've got some linemen. He says, looking for our kicker, the Cranford kid, Seth Cranford, D1 caliber. Spencer Hurd, like saucy ribs. Anthony McLean explained to us exactly what huddle costs to programs and how important huddle, H-U-D-L, is to these programs around here. Concilio, of course, we found out he drinks 32 ounces of coffee every single morning. John Bachman tells the Houghton Buccaneers they better buckle up. Red River's coming. Stephen Dennis found out they got 85 kids out there. He's got a DeCurvion Beeman, I believe. My handwriting is horrible, but the Beeman kid, he said that's an eye. Keep an eye on this young man. He's going to be a D1 prospect, moved him from safety to cornerback. And then, of course, with Terrence Isaac, Keith Baker's out there calling the plays. Keith Baker, the touchdown maker, and we also found out DeColdis' middle name is not to ever do it, but it's Juan. And that the poor kid is turning down interviews because people were making fun of his name and making fun of his mom, saying bad things about his mom for naming him a name that she felt fit him perfectly, and that's all that seems to really matter. And it should be all that matters. But could you, boy, I wish I could have called my own plays back when I was a quarterback. It would have been 81. You know what 81 was in the old Monticello Billy's playbook, Rogers?
What was that, Tim Fletcher?
It was the left wide out doing a 10-yard in, okay? Tight end
doing about a 5-yard out, and the wide receiver on the right, deep post, baby.
Ooh, boom, boom, boom. Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been Blue 8, said Hut. Deep post. Go get it. Think how fewer interceptions I'd have thrown because I'd have either overthrown our guy, or if the guy gets it, the defensive back catches it, our wide receiver should be close enough to make a tackle. That's like a 50-yard punt. That's more than Rodney Kelly could do as our punter. He was a good punter.
I mean, so I look at it as flipping the field.
It's flipping the field.
Yeah.
We've lived a script.
Just your kicker didn't do it for you.
Right.
Yeah,
Rodney
you
was
had to
probably
do it.
about a 30-yard average punt for high
and you
school.
could definitely throw it further than that.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
This thing?
Yeah.
The golden shoulder? They called me the legendary labrum is what I was known as. Isn't that a shoulder part?
I'm hoping so
I
right
hope
now.
so too. I hope I didn't just offend a gynecologist somewhere. Oh, if you had a legendary labrum, you were a legend. That's not even a male body part. What? What the heck? I knew I should have studied more in that medical terminology class.
I think that was the old nickname of Bart Starr's wife.
Who knew?
I didn't.
When I saw that Cherry Star is going to be missing her husband.
I mean, it
I
could
was
have been Cinnamon.
Yeah.
I'd have believed you.
Had no idea that Bart Starr's widow's name was Cherry Star.
I had none whatsoever.
Well,
that story took a whole different turn at that point.
It did. I agree. Whew. All right, Bayou Bellway's Trash Text Line. We get back into the groove of things as we get ready for the NFL season kicking off tonight. Fantasy football lineups need to be set tonight. And, boy, you better get signed up, kids, for Fantasy Survivor on NFL.com. Bayou Bell. If you want $1,000 in your pocket for winning a contest, this is the one. And remember, this comes straight from Clint, so you had to worry about me not getting the prize to you on time. I know what you're thinking. 318, good morning, fellas. Excited about Friday Football Frenzy tomorrow night. How excited are we Cowboy fans for Lyle Collins getting his pay? I think more Cowboy fans are excited about Ezekiel Elliott than Lyle. Oh, the frenzy. We are pumped about Friday Football Frenzy powered by Chevyland tomorrow night. Showtime says, let's see, completely thought Concilio was about to say they are who we thought they were. Going back to Concilio. Martex, Marshall's quarterback, has left the team, and the word around Marshall is he is enrolling at Woodlawn. Have you heard anything about that? I have not heard anything about that. I will find out. Griffin fan, Bachman was hard-nosed when he played at Southwood. Wait, Bachman, he's not from here, is he? I thought Bachman was a Texas guy. Did he? Wait, no, he did graduate from Southwood. He started coaching in Katy. Yeah. Because I think he went to high school at Lucky Jack. Does that sound right? 318 asking the fantasy experts, Bainley Tim. It says that. I didn't add that, Rogers. I need 2 players at flex, full points per reception league. So of these guys, who do I put? The 2 guys. Derrick Henry, playing at the Browns. Will Fuller, going up against the Saints. Devin Singletary against the Jets. Corey Davis, Titans wide receiver at the Browns. Or Justice Hill at the Dolphins. I think Ingram's going to get the bulk of the carries for the Ravens. Don't you think so? Corey Davis, okay. Singletary is going to be interesting, how they work him in Buffalo. Will Fuller, get him while you can while he's healthy. You know? And so even though it's going against the Saints, our beloved Saints, I think Will Fuller's kind of a guy that Saints have got to make sure DeAndre Hopkins doesn't toast them. And I think Deshaun has gotten to be a very good, mature quarterback, so he'll spread the ball around. I think Fuller's got a chance for
Yeah, and more than likely the Texans are going to have to throw more because I'm sure at home the Saints are probably going to put some points on the board, which is going to probably force Watson to have to throw a little more than he wants to. And it just with all these moves in this past week, I just don't know if it's enough time for Dimdahl gel. Like, as great as Laramie Tunsil is, I would bring so much pressure on him right now this first game while he's trying to get acclimated to his new teammates and Watson's cadence and the calls. I would be coming full-fledged at him.
And, with your running backs being Duke Johnson, appearing with Cherry Star, Duke Johnson and Carlos Hyde, two guys that weren't with you until
this recently. Yes,
just recently.
Yes.
It's probably going to put even more pressure on
Watson,
Deshaun Watson to get the ball out to DeAndre Hopkins, Will Fuller, Kiki Cote.
And if the Saints secondary can cover Hopkins, well, then who's the second choice?
So
Fuller.
Fuller's got to be one of the guys.
I that's a good advice right there, Tim Fletcher.
And I guess my other one, you're either got Derrick Henry or Corey Davis at the Browns. I'd probably go Henry and Fuller. I think the Browns, we know a lot about their offense. And I think we know that the expectations are quite high for good reasons. I mean, ODB, Landry, Yoku, Baker. Defensively, there's still some question marks, I think, out there for the Browns defense. So I think that the Titans will have opportunities to punch some things in. So I'd go Henry and Fuller. That's my fantasy football advice for you. Bucko says they better be worried about the coldest. 903, who got into our conversation yesterday about he doesn't think that LSU has been that impressive. He now says this just in. LSU is favored by 15 over the Patriots in the Super Bowl. Not bad. And Tornado says I got it in the back end of the Survivors thing. How do I sign up? There's the link. If you need the link that just directly takes you to the place, all you have to do is sign in and go. Text us on the Bayou Bellways Trash text line, 489-7453. 489-7453. We are getting close enough to where you think, you know what? We have a chance at doing this. We can actually make this happen. We've gone from 220 users at the start of the show to where we're now at 241 users. So we've added 3 in the last 3 minutes. Almost halfway there, Rogers. Can there be another 259 people sign up by kickoff tonight? Yeah. Got to be signed up tonight. Don't have to have your pick, I don't think, in by tonight, although I certainly didn't want to chance it. I've made my pick. I'll tell you who I'm taking. I'm taking the Eagles. There you go. So either go with me or against me. Ain't going to hurt my feelings. But Eagles at home against the Redskins, I kind of like that. I feel pretty good about the Eagles' chances. I know that the highest percentage chance and the one that most survivor pools are going with are the Ravens because it's the easy choice to go, who's playing the Dolphins this week? That's the team I'm going to play. That's the team I'm going to choose in Survivor. Well, this is a game, I don't know. The Dolphins don't know just how crappy they are yet.
And my wild card X factor, Fitzmagic, he gets hot. We've seen what he can do to a good team in New Orleans a year ago. People forget about that.
With seemingly,
nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's my little X factor there is if this dude all of a sudden has a Fitzmagic game, and people are forgetting that this cat can throw.
And I can't get out of my mind what the Chargers did to Lamar Jackson in the last game they played.
Yeah, good call.
Good What
call.
if I'm not saying the Dolphins are the Chargers defense or that they have that kind of talent, but what if they have at least the similar schematics in place that makes Lamar Jackson do things that he's uncomfortable doing? I'm just not ready to – I am not all in on Lamar Jackson. Quarterbacks I'm all in on, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger, Phillip Rivers, Patrick Mahomes, Matt Ryan, Aaron Rodgers, Deshaun Watson, Russell Wilson, Dak. That's about it.
Everybody else, you kind of just waiting on. I know you're a big Baker guy.
I am,
but
I'm still waiting.
The curve is still there.
I took him last night in my league.
Did you really?
Bay league. It's the only one I've got Baker in.
Good deal.
I tried to. It's a non-PPR league, so it's really running back heavy. It's a weird league. It's a fun league, but
why is it y'all don't let anybody go to the bathroom?
No PP. No PP.
See, this is why I can't do this. I have old man bladder.
You would have been.
I'd have been toast.
You would thrown out of the league immediately.
One beer per hand man in a no PP league. That just would not work for a ham bone.
It's a weird league, though. You had to have 3 running backs, 3 wide receivers, 2 quarterbacks, a tight end. Oh, I'm sorry, 4 receivers total. 1 can be a tight end. 4 receivers, 3 running backs, 2 quarterbacks. You have to have 2 defenses and 2 kickers on your roster. Most leagues say you can have 1 kicker, 1 defense, and when they go on a bye, you can pick up somebody.
Oh, okay.
But you have a maximum of 3 running backs, but it's a non-PPR league, so it kind of accentuates. You need more rushing yards, more rushing touchdowns. You don't get points for every catch made, like in a points per reception league.
Okay.
And so it's a little bit weird, and so I really went running back and wide receiver heavy, and so I came down about the 6th round, and I think Baker was one of the better quarterbacks. And then I looked up in the last round, Matthew Stafford had not been chosen. And so my backup quarterback's Matthew Stafford.
So you have Baker and Matthew.
Baker and Matthew Stafford.
Wow.
I think those are a couple of 4,000-yard passers waiting to happen.
Oh, easily if things go right, yeah.
I wonder what would have happened if Stafford had played on just a decent team. Because I think that the talent has been there all along, I know that the arm strength is there. He's a smart guy.
Kind of gone through that Phillip Rivers style career.
Yes, it is like when you look at the total yardage in a career,
and his
like,
numbers, and
that guy's up there.
Some of the passes you've seen him complete, and the windows he has squeezed that ball into.
Yep.
And then you turn around and realize, oh yeah, this is a team sport.
Yeah, got to have both sides of the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
Netherton chimes in. If your coaches at Monticello wouldn't have been calling for the interception play as often as they did, you would have been a lot better. That is true.
It's the coach's fault.
It's the coach's fault.
Always. That's funny.
From the Bayou Bellways Trash Text line, is Rogers' case consumption only limited to weekends as a beer? Are you a big beer drinker during the week?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Okay. Yeah, I have to have a few to help kind of go to sleep.
All right.
Because if I let myself get that third win sober at 9:30 at night, next thing I know, it's midnight, 12:30, and I get up every day at 2:30. I have a couple just to chill, especially since luckily my cable system carries the Astros. So almost every night I have an Astros game, so I'm going to have a few cold pops during the Astros games.
So most people say that's 3 to 5. Is that about the same? About right?
I'd say I'd round it to 6, a 6-pack.
6-pack of night.
And they're short ones. It's not like it's the tall boys, it's just a little short, 12 ounces, yeah.
Weekends, though, come around, and it's time to get this party started.
Yeah, you just start with a case on Friday evening, and then if I need to have food delivered by Sunday to get the little extra stop, I'll do that. I usually have to end up doing that. A case doesn't usually make it through the weekend.
And your beer of choice?
Regular Budweiser. So in the red, like Shannon says to the delivery guy, make sure it's the one in the red cans.
Yes.
Don't bring the light.
No.
You don't want to see the look on my husband's face if you show up with the blue Bud Light.
I've seen that face.
Oh.
And it's not a good face.
I mean, you've seen it when you gave me a Huggy that had Bud Light on it.
Yes, I did.
I was disgusted.
And this is not an anti-Bud Light.
No, not at all.
It's just,
I just like the red.
Bud Light.
I like regular. I like leaded.
When it comes to Budweiser, same here.
Yeah.
And if I had my druthers, I'd rather have it out of a long neck than a
no, understood. Especially as cold. Got to be cold in that bottle. Oh, warm. Oh.
I remember with my grandmother's inheritance.
Yeah.
That $16 and $2 bills that I got. When I got back to Monroe.
A case of 1851 Milwaukee's Best Light.
Oh, I lived it up, buddy.
That's 2 cases of that stuff.
$16, and I got a 12-pack, 2 6-packs of Bud Long Necks.
Oh.
2 bags of ice. And I had a bottom of a whiskey barrel in my bedroom at the Pike House. And I filled that whiskey barrel up with ice. Not really thinking about the whole leakage thing. And I just...
Oh, what
16.
Isn't that a great sound?
Oh, it's a fantastic. 16 buds inside that whiskey barrel. And I had it to where it was literally, when I laid down in my bed, it was right there. And so I was the only one living in the Pike House that summer. And so
I was going to summer school to get my grades up.
Oh, God, that was horrible. Summer school was horrible.
It was horrible.
It was like being back in high school again, and I
was the worst.
hated it. I did it one time, and that was it.
It was the worst.
It was. Like
And so I needed those.
I got to go
people.
every day?
But I'd sit there and I'd watch Letterman every night.
Oh, yes.
Propped up in bed.
Especially at that time.
Yep.
Oh, he was it, man.
And I'd pop it and I'd say, thanks a lot. Here's to you, Eva. Thanks for my bud. I haven't let that go. You think I'm going to let that Saints call, the pass interference call go?
No, there's no way, and you shouldn't.
You're absolutely
the worst
nuts.
call in the history of the NFL?
You
God,
are
yeah, we're not letting it go.
nuts.
Sorry.
People texted in on the Bayou Bellways Trash text line. Survivor links. You got it. Send in your text on the Bayou Bellways Trash text line. Survivor link, please. Link, please. Sausage or Survivor link? Which kind of link you want?
Down home.
B Hall says Chargers at home is the pick of the week. Well, I get that.
Who
Taking on
they
the Colts.
playing?
They got the Colts.
I can see
Kobe
that.
Brissett's.
It's not like they had to go out and get a guy that didn't know anything. He was there, and he's been playing. I mean, Luck had 3 practices since April, so we know who's been getting the snaps. It's not like, hey,
Right. He's
wide
been getting
receiver,
first-team snaps
can you play
all
some QB?
preseason.
Yeah.
All training
He's
camp.
as prepared as any other quarterback in the league.
EH made a really wise pick with his first running back that he took last night, or second running back. First running back. He took Marlon Mack. And I'm like, he says, dude, behind that offensive line, he's already he's a good running back.
Yeah.
But they may have the best offensive line in all the NFL. He said, this guy's going to get 250, 300 carries, you know?
Yeah, that's a good pick.
And so that's the thing about it. The Colts have T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
They've got Ebron.
Yeah.
They've got Mack. They've got a quarterback who's been there and done that in Jacoby Brissett, and a guy that the team has already looked at as their number one guy basically all season long. They probably knew even before Andrew Luck retired that Brissett was going to start at least week
start
one.
the season. Yes, that's a great point,
And
Fletch.
so they've been scheming. They've been game planning for the Chargers with Jacoby Brissett. So I don't know if I'm too sold on that being just a luck.
Yeah, they were more caught off guard by him retiring than that Brissett can actually be their starter. I'm with you. They were planning on him to be week one starter all along, because when your starter hadn't practiced but 3 times since April, and you every week you put out it was a different injury, they knew.
8:59 the time. Rogers Cheeks wants to know, what time do you go to bed? How do you function getting up so early?
37 years of doing this. I've worked pretty much morning shows my whole career. Few afternoon, I've always been able to get up. I guess the only child thing is I had to get myself up, especially, mom and dad split when I was 2. I went to Houston with mom, and she worked where, she was at work when I went to bed and had only been home for a few hours when I got up to get ready to go to school. So I have always just had that where, dude, you got to get up and do it yourself. And I've just gotten to where 3.5 hours, 4 tops a night, I've learned how to function. And I know that's not enough. And on the weekends, I try to, if I can get a full 8 hours, but then again, my body will be like, as soon as daylight comes through the window, oh, God, I'm late. And then once I got that I'm awake thing, I'm not
same here, buddy.
I can't go back to sleep.
Allie, on the weekend, she's like, why don't you go walk around the block?
Oh, that's right. You told me one morning you were up.
Because you cannot, I just can't turn off the morning.
No.
When I'm up, I'm ready to roll.
When my brain function hits a thought, I'm in the real world then. I'm conscious. I can't do it.
Same here,
I can force, you know what? I can do this. And I just become more awake. Okay, I'm going to try harder to go to sleep. No, I'm more awake. It just, unfortunately, 37 years of doing this career, mostly morning shows that you had to be at work by 5, because for the past, since the late 80s, early 90s, when Keel went from beautiful music to news talk, when you start doing a talk or news morning show, little bit different show prep than when you were a DJ to come in and, hey, I got these 3 songs I'm going to play, then I got to do the weather, then I got to do a PSA, then there's a live commercial read, then back to 3 more songs. Man, I got time to go to the back. No. When you're doing news talk or sports talk and you're having to search stories and print out stories and write stories and record sports and gather information, you can't just walk in at 5:50 and do a morning show. Oh, sorry. Did I say that out loud?
He probably just walked out of the studio.
Probably so.
318 beer intake must increase during football season. Mathematical certainty.
Oh, yeah.
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 And
I don't drink necessarily during the week. Now, Allie and I have gotten on this little kick where we enjoy making each other like a dirty martini.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
we'll have a good, and Allie made a really good dirty martini the other night.
Yeah.
And the good thing about a dirty martini is you ain't going to gulp it down. Like a beer, it's in my hand in a minute, and 4 minutes later it's gone.
Yeah. If you're a waiter or waitress that hasn't waited on me, and you're bringing me the one mug at a time and 2 sips of it, it's mainly gone, and I'm sitting there, just a glass of water.
Yeah.
Eventually,
give me the other one
faster. And usually, if I'm with Patrick, hon, you just need to keep him coming. Just don't even ask him. And that's another thing I will say that I have cut down on drinking is now that I have to do the afternoon show, I can't have a pop with a lunch. I could, go get some nachos, have a beer or two, then that's it. But now that I know I got to work the rest of the afternoon, I can't do that. So now I have really cut that off where I can't have one till like 6:30 at night. Whereas before you could have 1 or 2 at lunch and you're eating and you're okay. No, you can't do that when you come back and do a talk show and have to pay attention and call guests and answer the phone.
That gets a little difficult.
Yeah, when you got 3 songs in a row, yeah, I can wear it off.
Showtime. So how do you feel about starting Jared Cook as a tight end weekly?
Very greatly, very goodly, very strongly.
Strong to quite strong.
Strong to quite strong. This guy's going to be as close to what Jimmy Graham did for the Saints as what Jimmy Graham did for the Saints. And it's because of one person.
Right.
Well, 2. Drew Brees and Sean Payton. But no.
I think that
the happiest quarterback in the league is Drew Brees.
Let me see what Pro Football Focus has to
He
say
had his best year last year, and his quarterback was David Carr.
Correct.
I mean, yes, Derek Carr.
Yeah.
I've been a Texans fan a long time.
Let me say, I'm curious what Pro Football Focus has for his projections for productivity this year. They have him projected out to basically 60 catches, 770 yards,
it's going to be
4
more
touchdowns.
It's going to be more
I think it's
than
going to be more than that.
Because
I think he'll be a 70-catch tight end.
He's, like with most teams we're talking about, like with Texans, Hopkins and Fuller. To me, as a Saints fan, Cook has now stepped into that second receiver you talk to and throw to. Thomas is number 1. Cook is now the number 2 option, I believe. Then you worry about the other receivers.
Right.
Most teams, you're like, who's your number 1? Who's your number 2? No, this combination, and we know what Sean and Drew like to do with a great tight end. I mean, despite injury, all that, I am looking for him to close to Jimmy Graham numbers.
They are expecting, PFF expects Jared Cook to average about 10 fantasy points per game in a PPR league. I think it's going to be more along the lines of 12.
Okay.
So I think he's going to be about a 5 to 6 catch guy or 50, 60 yards, and then say a handful of touchdowns.
Oh, he's going to be the red zone target. That big old sucker just turn around.
Really
and where does Drew like to throw? Huh?
Yeah.
Oh, the guy's behind me?
Back, shoulder, and chest.
Yes.
That's where the quarterback's best friend, man.
Yes.
When you get to the end zone, back, shoulder, and chest.
Yes.
Bucko says Rodgers is fueled by the Bud Heavy. Yes, he is. Sweet Lincoln's Mullet to all the listeners. Super Derby is Saturday. 13 race cards, 6 stakes races. First race starts at noon. Last race 6:05. Just in time to make it home for the Tigers. 3rd and 4th floor tables are sold out. The general admission is still available.
That's amazing. It's already still doing that out there. Wow.
Be-All, who said the Chargers are the home pick of the week, he goes, okay, who's playing Miami?
That seems to be the thing.
That'd be Baltimore. But
you can go the whole season.
That's why I still back off from that, though, because I still think that the last time I saw the Ravens in a meaningful game, they were locked down, shut down, and sent packing because Lamar Jackson couldn't fit. They called in Joe Flacco to mop up.
I can't believe you just said that. I was about to say, and now they don't even have Joe Flacco to fall back on.
Save him
Their Super Bowl champion quarterback.
I think Lamar Jackson's good, but
me too.
When he's faced a really good defense in college, what happened? Remember what LSU did to him in the bowl game?
LSU just... You're the Heisman winner?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Chargers did. I think there's still some prove it to us from Lamar Jackson.
He's right there in that RG3 area. He's got that potential to be really, really good, but his career could turn in a hurry and sour.
Bayou Bellway's trash text line. When Rodgers wakes up that early on the weekends, does he crack a Budweiser to help settle the nerves? What's the earliest that you'll drink a Bud on Saturday morning?
First kickoff of whatever game is
11
first.
o'clock?
That has to happen first, yes. There has to be an official, okay, this game's under. I'm not watching Game Day and Corso putting his helmet on it. He picked the horse. You know, I'm not doing that. You know, and watching Herb Street trying, oh, God, is he going to fall? I got to put my hand on him. You know, because, you know, eventually that's going to happen. Of course, he's over.
So you're stone cold sober when he's trying to pick the horse.
Yes.
Oh, he picked the horse.
But at the end of the day, when it's the post show, he's so stupid. Picked the wrong mask I had. Should have put the rat hat on.
In other words, don't come knocking on Roger's door Saturday night.
No, the later it gets, stay away further.
There's a zone.
Yeah,
there's
a zone. It's like, what time? Oh, he started at 11. He's okay.
I can get to Roger's driveway at 4 and be okay.
Yes.
At 7, you better make sure it's about 3 houses away.
And once it's dark by 5:30, forget it, buddy.
You're done.
Something about the dark in football that, increase. It's like the I Love Lucy skit with the chocolates. Oh, I got to drink them all as they go by. Oh, God.
9:08.
Shannon goes, I'm going to bed. Okay, see ya. God, I got the big TV to myself finally. You finished watching that murder show? Okay, I can switch. Can you take it off this demand thing? I don't know how. Can you get me to real TV, dang it, Red? Okay, now you can go to sleep.
Oh, buddy.
Gotta love football.
I do, too.
This is so fun. This is for real. What a different feeling it is. It's like, okay, well, we got to get through that. No, this is from the minute it kicks off to the minute it ends. It counts, and it's real, and it matters. It feels so good.
It does feel so good.
Feels so right.
Oh, buddy. All right. How about a Red River Brewing SEC update?
This SEC update is brought to you by Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport. They're open hump day to holy day.
Holy moly. LSU taking on Texas tomorrow night, 6:30 p.m. Just want to remind you guys, 6:30 p.m., be there or be square. As far as the Alabama Crimson Tide, there's another player not on the team. Alabama's Nigel Knott is not on the team. Nigel is a part of the Alabama Crimson Tide. Not. Nick Saban says that he was medically unable to play. Okay. Booby Whitlow almost signed with Tulane. And guess what? He is now the go-to horse in the Auburn backfield. Guess who Auburn plays on Saturday? Booby takes on Tulane. It's Booby, Tulane, football. Tulane and the Booby.
This SEC update was brought to you by Red River Brewing. They're open from hump day to holy day. Red River Brewing, 1200 Marshall Street.
A reminder, Red River Brewing's got the new smokehouse open inside Red River Brewing. They are absolutely positively BBQ driven now. So when you stop by Red River Brewing at 1200 Marshall Street in Shreveport, we're downtown, meets I-20. Get ready to get your Q on. The high Q. The IQ. The BBQ. And Red River Brewing. The Smokehouse. 9:11 the time. Rogers and I will be back. You got fantasy football, survivor questions, we got them for you right here, buddy. We can solve all your problems on 11:30, The Tiger. The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810. Local Mudbugs fan, Adam Hester, joining us in studio.
Hello.
Season number 4 of the North American Hockey League.
Of Mudbugs 2.0.
What's your favorite part about the Knoll?
These kids are hungry, right?
Yeah.
They're trying to get that scholarship. They're trying to get drafted in some cases. They're trying to get to the next level of hockey and realize their dreams. So I love that about the Knoll.
Gonna eat Mudbugs hockey. Get hungry.
Spring has sprung, and that means a new batch of jobs has popped up, and they are ready for you to take advantage over at First Choice Personnel. Nicole joins us. Hey, Nicole, what's happening with First Choice Personnel right now?
Hey, Tim. We've got a lot going on right now. We've got a lot of open positions for clerical, for administrative assistants, looking for some paralegals at this time. We're looking for a lot of clerical at this time.
797-7810, First Choice Personnel. Get in touch with Nicole. You'll be glad you did. Do you like people, Puff?
Not really, Tim.
See, I'm kind of with you on that. When I go somewhere, I don't necessarily want people like right against me.
I like to have my space to hang out and enjoy myself.
I like to spread out. At Red River Brewing, they've got an enormous space, 1200 Marshall Street. You get to see people. There's a lot of people there, but they're not right on me. You know what I mean?
You can enjoy your beer and man-spread.
Man-spreading and beer drinking. Red River Brewing.
Rogers, your pops was Mr. Shreveport, right?
Yes, he was. First ever.
Big muscle-bound guy.
Yes, he was.
You like muscles?
I do.
I like my cars with muscle.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. They basically are the Mr. Shreveport Bossier of muscle cars.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, because they flex the Challenger and Chargers all the time. When you pull up next to one of those, it's almost like, is that Rogers Hampton Sr., like, embodied in a Challenger?
Especially the ones that were red, because he had red hair.
Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. I literally was walking around one of those big box stores, that sell sporting equipment the other day, and family was looking for helmets.
Yeah.
And little kid who still had Clearasil on his face said, "Over there's the helmets."
They don't know.
They don't know.
What do they know?
They know nothing.
We'll go somewhere where they do know something.
Oh, Sports World.
There.
8809 Joella. Been around since 1973. Hester, they got helmets that can fit our heads.
They do, and they know the needs of the local coaches.
They certainly
These other
do.
places don't.
No, they don't know the local coaches. Sports World. 8809 Joella.
Puff, I'm going to ask you a personal question.
Oh, boy.
How often do you swoop?
Oh, I swoop all the time. Biscuits, gas. If I need something, Swoop's got it. It's the perfect place to swoop.
If you're going to swoop, you may as well swoop at Swoop. If you're going to do a biscuit swoop, why would you swoop anywhere other than Swoop to get a biscuit swoop?
Oh, those biscuits.
The croissants, the English muffins, the biscuits.
Oh, I need a napkin to clean up this
Stop
stool.
drooling. Start swooping.
Swoop.
So what do you do on Friday nights?
Nothing at all.
Oh, I got some good news for you.
What's that?
Friday Football Frenzy is starting right back up.
Oh, the frenzy.
Fletch calls the parents live at the games, and they give live game updates, and sometimes they're yelling, freaking out. It's pretty funny.
So, hey, people, sponsor a segment or just get your commercials in the show.
Yeah, support one of the coolest local sports talk shows around. Email Fletch at getfletchsports.com or text the guy pile. Let's get this ball rolling. Friday Football Frenzy.
Be a part of the frenzy.
The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
KWKH Shreveport Bossier City. If it's LSU sports, it's on 1130 The Tiger.
What's going on, boys and girls? 9:15 the time. Tim Fletcher Show. That's me. He's Rogers Hampton. Bayou Bellway's Trash text line. He's awesome. Talking about Rogers Hampton. Awesome sauce. Our show brought to you by Rapolo's Insulation. 865-5113, 865-5113, 865-5113. That number again, 865-5113. And if you're just tuning in, you're like, why is he giving a number? What is this for? It's for Rapolo's Insulation. They're there to make sure that your insulation is taken care of above you and for you pier and beam folks like ourselves below you. Still talking to Brian about trying to figure out a day. Because I've got my calendar all screwed up. I know. I know. That really does. And, of course, it takes someone as smart as Brian to get it done. 865-5113, family-owned and operated, locally owned and operated. Rapolo's Insulation, supporting the show.
All right. Rogers?
Yes, sir.
Need to get Hester's choices on this as well.
Oh.
How about you give me and I give you mine Cherry Stars? No.
You know what? I'm thinking that might be the new drink at Daiquiri Express.
I think it could be.
Think about how good the
A
Cherry
Star at Daiquiri Express. Mike, if you're listening.
First of all, it needs to involve cherries.
Yeah. I like cherry flavor, don't like cherries, though.
Really?
Cherries
You know what?
to me, that's my mashed potatoes to you.
That would be funny you would say that because I like them, but only if they're cold. If they're cold, I can eat them, but if it's just like warm out of a...
I can't do it.
Wow.
That's just too much
But
cherry.
you can drink the cherry flavor.
Cherry flavor I'm good with.
No, I understand that. Believe me, I understand the texture thing.
Yeah.
There's a man on this earth that
See,
understands
I like grapes.
texture.
I like grapes, but I don't like cherries.
That's a trip because that's the same texture.
I
almost.
feel like I'm eating like a big blob of blood.
Oh, no, I can see that.
You know,
I
don't know. There's something about it.
No, I can see that. I
Freaks
can
me
see
out
that.
a little bit.
I understand.
All right. I'm going to get Rogers' picks. Division winners. Division winners, conference championship matchup, and Super Bowl matchup in winter. We're going to get our bold, brash NFL predictions before the season starts. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock, this time tomorrow, I'll be giving out the Fletcher's Gut Feelings picks. So far, 7-6 against the spread. I'll be doing the Fletcher dance and then giving you my Fletcher Gut Feelings tomorrow at 9:05. Every Friday, Fletcher's Gut Feelings. If not for Auburn stumbling their way into the end zone, if they'd have just kicked the stinking field goal, I'd be 8-5. But as it is, 7-6 against the spread. You listen to me, you're still making money, and that's what matters. EH joins us on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. What's up, EH?
What's happening, fellas?
It's all you, man.
Yeah, the draft was awesome. It was a really good setup. So the food's killer. So this was good.
Yeah, it was. It was very cool. Thank you,
All right.
McJunkins, PJ, Hollywood. What was our waitress's name? Megan? Amanda?
Madison.
Very good waitress. Did an outstanding job.
Mm-hmm.
So greatly
Yep.
appreciated. What's
All
on
right,
your
so-
mind today, buddy?
I mean, you're sitting amongst like a legend. There's some people are like good at like certain things. Like Rogers is a beer connoisseur. Not like he's trying different things, but he knows what he likes. You know, he just knows how to work it around his schedule, or it works it around his schedule. It's just like there's a lot of questions, for an enthusiast like myself that I need to know. Like, if he goes to the Kent's concert, will he be so, was he be so, distracted to have to go get the beer line? Does he double order to get a Budweiser? Is in the stands? Is he worried about having to use the bathroom, or does he Budweiser up before he gets there? I need to know.
Rogers?
All of the above. All of the above. A couple before you get there. I'll buy as many as they'll let me take. Whoever I'm with, I'll make them get as many. So there's at least a couple of songs before I have to consider doing the bathroom or get another. And then it depends on if it's a song that comes up that I'm like, okay, this isn't exactly one of my favorite Kiss songs. Let me go now. I'll do it that way, but basically check above the all list on that, EH.
Okay. So it's definitely a balancing act.
Yes, very much so. But there's always going to be a beer near if I have my druthers.
And he does have his druthers.
Yes. Usually one in each hand.
Will you, Gerald taught me this, will you, when you get tickets for a concert, would you make sure you get near an aisle seat?
Oh, if I have my choice, I have seat A and B next to an aisle in front of the rail. So there's nobody in front of me, nobody to one side of me, and then it's just these two seats. So I've got room on the right, on the left, and if it happened to be a group that back in the old days when the tickets weren't $80, $90, they were $6 Beaver production.
Yeah.
Sometimes I would buy a third seat just for its and giggles to have a seat to put our jackets on or just to have some room in between us.
Right.
Of course, I wouldn't do that now. I'm not going to spend $90 for an empty seat.
Right.
But back in the day, $8-10 Beaver Productions, I'd buy an extra ticket just so we'd have that room. But no, one of my biggest disappointments, it's funny, we're talking about KISS, when they were here in 2004, my daughter's 10 years old. I did exactly what I just told you. Second level, second balcony, aisle seat, right against the rail, so perfect view of the stage, exactly what I wanted. We get to the Century Tel Center then. They haven't sold enough tickets, so they shut the second floor down, send me down to the first level. Yeah, but we're upgrading your tickets. We're sending you on the first level. I end up in the middle of a stinking row, like with 10 people on each side of me. So I go from first and second seat, rail in front of me, aisle to the right, to stuck in, and they were saying I should be grateful that, hey, we moved you down to a more expensive seat. Well, it's not as good of a seat. And they just did not understand why. But I did not buy this seat. I purposely went online the day the tickets went on to get this seat so my daughter has no interference. We can get in and out when we want, nobody in front of us, and now we're stuck in the middle of a row, in the middle of an aisle. It wasn't like front row middle. It was just like they just dropped us off the balcony into that. Okay, you just go sit down there. That was the worst.
Mean, it's at all levels. You have humans, and then you can't get to the beer. So
Exactly. And that's my big part. I hate having to walk in front of somebody. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Here's my butt, here's my front, here's my butt, here's my front. I just, and then come back and then you're spilling it on them. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh, and then you step on one of them's hot dog. Oh, now I got attitude because I had that seat that was up there. But that's the only time that's ever happened to me. But no, if I can get a choice, yes, I'm definitely as much room as possible to just enjoy the experience as much as possible because, somewhere along the way there's a human being that's going to screw something up. Just like going to the movies. There is.
Here's a big one. NFL games, at the end of the third quarter, they stop selling beer.
Yeah.
And what happens? It goes into overtime. What are you doing, dude? Even if it's the Texans, you just hightail it out of there and just,
Yeah. That's a great point. That's a great point. It goes to overtime. You're right. And you have time to start coming down off that drunk buzz. Oh, that's a bad feeling. It's not like you can go to bed. It's like, I got to do that. And now I still got to get out of here. I still got to get back in the car. I still got to drive. Now you wonder why road rage happens. You stop selling beer at the end of the third quarter, road rage happens.
You're finding out more about Rogers today than you probably ever want. And to be clear, Rogers will not go anywhere and drink beer unless he has a ride.
Oh, yes, no.
So he does not get out there and drive after he's had anything to drink.
The days of doing that are been over.
He makes sure he has a ride, and that ride usually is our buddy Netherton.
Yes, because he is a legit Lyft driver. And even if he wasn't, he's a good enough friend, he would do that. And he knows well enough now, like you just said, that as much as I would like to go wherever the function is y'all are going, if I've got to get behind the wheel of it all, even after one beer, I'm just going to stay home because I'm too old, too smart, too dumb, whatever you want to call it, to ruin my life at this stage of it over a couple of beers when everything we've been through up until then that we got away with that people don't know about before cell phones and the days in college and the days in high school, got away with all that, and was lucky enough in the day, knock on wood, times were different. If we did get caught drinking underage back in the day, or we had a little, times were different with the police force. And me being Rogers Hampton Jr., I can't tell you the times that, Rogers, what are you doing out this late? Give me that. Pour it out. Get your butt home. You want me to call your daddy? That's all I had to say. That doesn't happen now. Now I'm arrested. My dad's arrested with me. It doesn't matter. But I can't tell you the times because, Rogers, get your butt home. Do you want your dad to know about this? No. And they let you get back in the car, and guess what? You drove home. Those days were. If somebody's hearing that for the first time right now, they're going, he's making that up. No, times were different back then, man. Sometimes the cop even took your drink. I'm thirsty.
Well, this is some very interesting things. And the last one, and I'll let you go. The parting shot. when do you work in the daiquiri? Is it during beer drinking, before, or after? I'm out.
Beer has to come first anytime before hard liquor, or I'll get sick. Something about I can pile hard liquor on a stomach full of beer, but if I've started with liquor and then go to the something about that mix.
Beer before
and
whiskey,
I have yes,
mighty risky.
Yes,
or beer before whiskey, never fear. Which one is it? Whiskey before beer, never fear, or beer whiskey before beer.
Beer on whiskey's pretty risky. Whiskey on beer, have no fear.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't drink the hard stuff like we did in college.
Yeah,
you know, I can handle you get one of the big frozen drinks now, but honestly, with the blood pressure stuff and the sugar and the alcohol, that doesn't really help me like it used to. So I've really backed off on the hard liquor. But, you know, nice margarita every now and then to go with the beer, but definitely beer and food first, and then maybe a little margarita swirl just to kind of give you that, ooh, hey, that's hard liquor. Okay. My lips numb.
Drinking with Roger.
That's right. So if anybody'd like to sponsor this drinking segment, once a week we can do Drinking with Rogers. You know, in 1984, when Purple Rain came out, I was at a drive-in movie theater in Houston, Texas, sitting on the top of a friend's Bronco in 2 lawn chairs with an open container of ice chest full of beer. And everyone was doing it, and it was okay. Can't do that
Can't do that anymore. Although Prince's relatives probably will re-release Purple Rain here very soon.
I think they are. I've seen an article about that. Remastered.
Yeah.
Are you going to throw in an extra?
Going to put in a Prince ride on at what's this?
Paisley
Park.
Park. Oh, and you know there's a hologram concert coming tour.
Oh,
you know that. You know that's coming.
High Rail on the Bayou Bellways Trash text line. If you still have those $2 bills now, you know how much they would be worth? $16. If you still had those 8 $2 bills, yes. I think there are people who have held on to those $2 bills thinking, these are going to be worth it.
These are going up, boy. Dude, that ain't even worth the $3 bill now.
Nope.
Oh, man. Pal.
Yeah. Okay, Rogers. When we come back, we're going to go over each division in the NFL. Pick your division winners, your 2 wild cards, your conference championship, Rogers, your Super Bowl matchup, and your Super Bowl winner. Okay? So be ready, Rogers. The heavy question is coming. Who do you like in the NFL this year? The season gets started tonight. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory reminding you that LSU, Saturday night, every time they take the lead, free beer. Louisiana Tech, on the NFL Network, against Grambling. When they take the lead, free beer. Cowboys, Sunday, take the lead against the Giants, free beer. Saints on Monday, take the lead against the Texans, free beer. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20. $2 tacos on Tuesday. Trash can nachos every day. Ribeye fajitas every day. $7.99 fajitas at lunchtime. Come on, get you some. Jimmy V's Fajita Factory, Old Minden Road, right next to I-20. We'll be back right after this. The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810. So your kiddo comes home from practice complaining about muscle aching, so tired. If you want that kiddo to be improving in football, band, cheerleading, dance squad, Hester, they got to get on the practice field.
Yes, they do.
Can't make the club in the tub.
Absolutely. Get back out there.
Get back out. How do you do it?
Go to Chillin' Hill.
798-4325. You're a big fan. I'm a big fan.
Yep.
Imagine what it could do for teenagers.
Absolutely. Get to Norman Tech, get in the chamber, get back out on the field today.
798-4325. It's kind of fun, Rogers and Adam, to see a business take on the big box stores and still thrive like Sports World. You know?
Still holding their own.
Still holding their own. And, Rogers, you had a kiddo that played soccer.
Yes.
All growing up.
Yes. And we needed equipment. We needed shin guards. We needed soccer balls. We needed headbands. We needed water bottles. I needed an ice chest. And that was just when she was a kid. It's been there since 1973 when I was 9 years old. So guess what I needed back then? I needed a bat. I needed a ball. I needed a glove. I needed some cleats. I needed
Sports
a
World,
headset.
8809 Juella.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
Rogers, Hampton, it is so hot outside.
It is stinking hot outside.
That's why, man, whenever we pay online our SWEPCO bill.
Yeah.
I don't want it all going to SWEPCO.
No.
Best way to avoid that, insulate.
Yes.
Rapolo's insulation.
Rapolo's insulation. Call them. Do it. Get it done. How do they do that, Fletch?
865-5113. 865-5113. That's how you do it, Rogers, Hampton. ShapenToyota.com. It's open 24/7. Ken Shapen Toyota, Highway 59 in Marshall, Texas, just off I-20. They will bring the cars to you for a test drive. That's what I said. They will bring them from Marshall to Shreveport, Bossier for you to check out. Shapen Toyota. You know, Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport. I had a feeling that when I decided to move our teeth over to Cormier Family Dentistry that we were in good hands. Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier certainly are top-notch dentists, but I didn't realize that they had all the equipment to make dentistry so robotic, so futuristic. I feel like I'm the Terminator of teeth now. But here's the deal. Their staff, so friendly, so kind, so warm, and so stinking funny. I enjoyed my dental visit. Who does that? Well, you do when you go to Cormier Family Dentistry. 868-4072, 868-4072. Puff, what's the coolest thing you do?
Avoid Robert J. Wright.
That is an excellent answer. You're also a big collector of the vinyl, right?
I am. I love my records.
If the temperature at home gets above 80, 85,
bad things happen.
Vinyl melts.
Mm-hmm.
There goes your collection. There goes Robert J. Wright. He melts. Don't melt. Don't lose your vinyl. With Robert J. Wright. Accutemp, 861-2255. Avoid the melting vinyl. The Cleanup Hour, hitting fourth. First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810.
Where Shreveport and Bossier come for LSU Sports. 1130, The Tiger.
Hey, kids. Welcome back. 1130 The Tiger, 934 The Time. Our show is presented to you by the great people who make things really happen for you. Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram. GoLanders.com. A reminder, we are now 8 days away from Battle on the Border number 9. It's not just a dream. It is true reality. Number 9. Battle on the Border. Come on, get you somebody. You want to go to the game Friday and Saturday? Well, of course, Friday, it kicks off next Friday, Bird versus West Monroe. Please buy your tickets from the Bird Yellow Jackets over there at Line Avenue. The 9th Battle on the Border concludes Saturday night with Woodlawn taking on Captain Shreve. Please buy your tickets from Captain Shreve or Woodlawn so that those schools get to keep their money as well for those games. Battle on the Border, brought to you by Landers, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, Ram, GoLanders.com, 2701 Benton Road, just south of I-220, underneath 24 square foot American flag. Oh, by the way, reminder, from 11 o'clock until 3 p.m. this Saturday at Woodlawn on Wingate, $10 hamburger plates, all benefiting the Woodlawn Knights, sponsored by the Woodlawn Alumni Association, headlined by Greg Frazier, former Woodlawn Knight, who's got the class, I think, of 79, is what he said. Class of 79, Woodlawn Alumni Association has jumped in and trying to raise some money for Woodlawn. So if you're looking for some good burgers on Saturday on game day, stop on by Wingate, where Woodlawn's located. Ping Pong says, since Louisiana Tech and Grambling are both local, how about Jimmy V's give free beer each time one or the other takes the lead? That, sir, is something you'll have to discuss with management. Jared will be hoping that it's a tie score immediately, and it never moves off 0-0 until the game-winning kick. All right, so Rogers, the NFL season is upon us. Bears, Packers tonight. Packers at the Bears. Bears favored. We've all taken the Bears tonight, right? Didn't we all choose the Bears? Yeah.
You are correct, sir.
All right, Rogers. I've gotten my picks for every division in the NFL, plus the 2 wild cards. I've got my conference championship game picked. I've got my Super Bowl entries picked, and I've got my Super Bowl champion. All right. Rogers, in the AFC, who do you have winning the North?
All right. With this vast, extensive research that we just did.
Yes.
You know what? I'm going to stay old school. I'm going to say Pittsburgh. I don't think they're quite done
in
yet.
Agreement.
I don't think they're quite done yet.
I think our Lord Hester is also on the Pittsburgh.
He's always kind of been on that. I think they've gotten rid of some of the headaches that we now know was causing the biggest migraine.
And I think that the guys that have replaced those headaches may be as good as the headaches that were there before.
And if you're getting along with your teammates better, that's usually more cohesiveness and just usually a better result. So
I agree.
As long as Big Ben is back there and healthy, I'm going to go with them.
So we're both taking Pittsburgh.
Yes.
AFC South.
You know what? I'm going to be a homer until somebody knocks them off. I'm going to stay with Houston because of the Luck injury. I'm going to say Houston in a real tight, 11-5, 10-6, maybe even 9-7.
Andrew Luck, I'm taking the Colts. Without Andrew Luck,
that's my thoughts exactly.
Taking the Houston Texans. AFC East, I've got the Patriots.
I only saw one team in that division.
Right, it's a one-team division.
Golly.
In the West, I've got Kansas City.
I do too. I as much as I like some of the other teams, and I think they're going to be better.
I think having Tyreek Hill right out of the chute is a big bonus for Patrick Mahomes.
Wow, look at us. We didn't cheat.
We did not cheat.
I didn't copy off your paper.
2 wild card teams.
Okay, for AFC, boy, I like the Chargers and the Colts. I think the Colts can at least make a wild card.
All right.
With offensive line, that's what a healthy offensive line.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
Brissett's a manageable quarterback, and like we talked earlier, Mack, the running back, I think is going to get a lot of touches. They're going to have to kind of change the offensive game plan a little where it's not as pass heavy, but now that we know the Luck injury probably wasn't going to be that way anyway.
Yes.
So I'm going Chargers.
I can see why that comes true. I've got
Chargers,
Cleveland and Denver as my wild card.
I struggled with them. Those are two that are right there as well. That I'm
not big on Joe Flacco. Don't get me wrong.
No, but every few years, Denver.
I think that Denver defense is going to be really studly.
No, believe me, I struggled. Those were two of the teams I had to kind of, well, if not these two, then I know so I'm with you and I are on the same page.
I think Cleveland will be a 9 or 10 win team, and I think that'll be enough to get in.
That's kind of what I was thinking with Indy. That 9 or 10 wins gets you in that wild card. Okay.
All right, NFC. Who do you have winning the North?
I'm going to stick with the Bears again until somebody knocks them off.
Okay, I'm going to think
everybody's picking Packers because new coach. That doesn't just.
I'm going with the Packers.
Are you? No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you. You got Aaron Rodgers. I don't blame
Aaron Rodgers.
He's got a pattern these last few years. Just seems to be something happens.
You're right. There seems to be some kind of drama,
whether it's on field or off the field.
Right.
With his family, with his new girlfriend, with his ex-girlfriend, with his next girlfriend.
Can he chug a beer? Can he not chug a beer?
Yeah.
I'm going Green Bay, even though I'm going with the Bears.
Why is he letting a stranger buy Danica a beer and not say anything?
Exactly. That's fighting words right there.
Oh, man.
NFC South got the Saints.
I do too. Again, until somebody knocks them off.
Right. NFC East, who do you have winning the division?
I'm going Philly. I still think that they're just a year from being the world champion. That says a lot.
I think they're a very good team. I think they win the East. And the West, who do you have?
I am going to go with the Rams again. They haven't lost enough to fall off from being a Super Bowl contender. So until you knock off the guy that's on the top of the hill, he stays on the top of the hill. Don't like it?
Yeah.
Don't like it. Wish I could have poked some holes in it, but my football mind says go with the Rams.
I am going with the Seattle Seahawks.
I don't mind it.
I think adding Clowney gives them a little bit of that oomph on defense that they were missing. With
and you got Russell
their
on.
Defense became toothless over the last year.
Very much so.
That was a vaunted
Legion of Boom,
hallowed defense.
Yeah. One of the best ever.
And then they kind of lost their way. Yeah. And I think that Clowney may be one of the reasons that they kind of get some of that spunk back here.
I mean, and I wanna have more confidence in the Niners. Garoppolo just bothers me as far as I just don't know if he does have the it factor, and he hasn't shown he can stay healthy. That was my X factor on that one. Of on paper, man, he looks good. The receivers look good. The team looks better, but I just couldn't pull the trigger.
I'm with you. Wild cards. Who do you have as a wild card coming out of the NFC?
On the NFC, you know what? I hate to say it. I think them Dirty Birds are going to slip in a wild card, and I think they're going to be fighting with the Saints all year for the division. And this is the one I'm tough with because I think both these teams are going to be 9-7, 10-6. But I went with the Vikings over the Cowboys.
Okay, so you got Minnesota
and Atlanta.
Atlanta,
yes. But I had Dallas. That's the next team in would be Dallas. But I think them and Minnesota both are that 9-7, 10-6 kind of teams.
I'm going Rams, who I think just maybe lose the West on a tiebreaker.
Okay, no,
to the Seahawks.
That. Okay,
and I think they may have an 11 or 12 win season in their midst. And I think Dallas, who I think will be fighting Philadelphia all season long, but
same here.
Just a little
same
short.
Here. I'm just thinking maybe a late season injury or something like that stops. But I've got them right there. If it wasn't the Vikings, I was going to pick Dallas there in their spot. But both of them probably around the same record, and they just lose a tie break. So I'm with you on that same playoff teams.
Conference championship in the AFC. Who do you have playing in the conference championship?
You know what? I'm going to have New England hosting Pittsburgh. You know what? New England, I'm going to say New England hosting Kansas City in a rematch. I'm going to say a rematch from last year. New England
Kansas
and
City.
Kansas City, yeah. Mahomes is just something about that kid.
I've got Pittsburgh taking on Kansas City.
Okay. We'll see. We're both in that. Okay.
All right.
All right.
Pittsburgh and Kansas City. NFC title game, who do you have?
I'm going to be a homer. I'm going to say after the 2 years of what the Saints have been through, the Saints versus I'm going to go Philly.
I am too.
I'm going to go Saints-Philly.
I've got New Orleans, Philly, Pittsburgh, Kansas City.
And wherever that game is, I think depends on if it's at Philly in the cold of January, that's not good.
Yeah.
So that's why the Saints really need to have home field advantage for the way they're built.
I agree.
And then I'm going to have I'm going to go the old fart Super Bowl, New England and New Orleans. Brady Breeze, what we wanted last year and should have got. I'm going to go Brady Breeze.
Pittsburgh, New Orleans in the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Steelers, Saints, Super Bowl.
Wow.
And your Super Bowl champion, Rodgers, I am straight up black and gold to the Super Bowl.
I'm going with you, too.
I think the Saints are the Super Bowl champs this year.
Team-wise, if everything is equal at the end and it's down to two old quarterbacks, Saints do have the better team depth-wise. A lot can happen between them, but if we're going with everything equal and everybody's healthy.
Right. Basing on what we got in front of us right now,
yes,
I am saying Saints beat the Steelers. You say the Saints beat the Patriots.
Yes. That's okay. We're kind of and if it's not if I wouldn't have picked the Patriots, you heard me say Pittsburgh first, and then I went, well, I can't pick against the Patriots until either Brady is dead or Belichick's dead or gone to another planet or something like that. Because they have just proven it too many times, man.
Correct.
Yes.
All right.
Man, that was fun, man.
Our NFL picks are recorded. They're in the books. We've put them out there on broadcast. They've been recorded for posterity. We're stuck with them now. Yes, we are. Correct. By the way, our show is presented to you by Swoop. Swoop. We are now just a few minutes away. You can still get breakfast at Swoop. Don't get me wrong. They still have breakfast biscuits, some breakfast tacos, breakfast croissants, but they are also loading up and ready for the lunch rush. because people are flocking to Swoop for the po' boys. Buster's Daily Bread inside Swoop. Bert Coons on right off I-49 across from Home Depot. I am telling you, buddy, that down home sausage barbecue po' boy sandwich is amazing. Not amazing. Try it for yourself. They've got so many different po' boys. There's surf and turf with grilled shrimp and roast beef. They're roast beef with gravy and 3 cheeses if you want. They've got any kind of po' boy you want. The bread, old pal Rocky used to say it's all about the bread. Well, it's about the bread here, buddy. You're going to love the buttered bread that is toasted and buttered again. Oh, mama. Check them out. You're looking for lunch on the go, or you can sit down. They've got plenty of room inside the store for you to sit down and just enjoy a nice air-conditioned environment and a really tasty po' boy. That's Swoop. Brighten your day with locally owned and operated Swoop. We'll be back right after this. Hitting fourth, First Choice Personnel. Make First Choice Personnel your last call. 797-7810. Brewer Quality Homes is knocking it out of the park. Franklin Modular Homes. This really is kind of the future of home buying, home building, home purchasing, all in one spot. Brewer Quality Homes, 3830 East Texas, the home of Franklin Modular Homes. It's kind of fun, Rogers and Adam, to see a business take on the big box stores and still thrive like Sports World. You know?
Still holding their own.
Still holding their own. And Rogers, you had a kiddo that played soccer.
Yes.
All growing up.
Yes. And we needed equipment. We needed shin guards. We needed soccer balls. We needed headbands. We needed water bottles. I needed an ice chest. And that was just when she was a kid. It's been there since 1973 when I was 9 years old. So guess what I needed back then? I needed a bat. I needed a ball. I needed a glove. I needed some cleats. I needed
Sports
a
World,
headset.
8809 Jewella. Rogers, Hampton, it is so hot outside.
It is stinking hot outside.
That's why, man, whenever we pay online our SWEPCO bill.
Yeah.
I don't want it all going to SWEPCO.
No.
Best way to avoid that? Insulate.
Yes.
Rapolo's insulation.
Rapolo's insulation. Call them. Do it. Get it done. How do they do that, Fletch?
865-5113. 865-5113. That's how you do it, Rogers Hampton.
Welcome to Walk-On's Bistro and Bar, where every dish starts from scratch. Fresh ingredients bring our food to life. Mouth-watering cuisine, unique flavors, and we're always more than happy to share our Southern charm and culture. A love of life, family, food, friends, fun, sports, and celebrations. Walk-Ons. It's game day with the taste of Louisiana.
ShapenToyota.com. It's open 24/7. Ken Shapen Toyota, Highway 59 in Marshall, Texas, just off I-20. They will bring the cars to you for a test drive. That's what I said. They will bring them from Marshall to Shreveport, Bossier for you to check out. Shapen Toyota. I had a feeling that when I decided to move our teeth over to Cormier Family Dentistry that we were in good hands. Doctors Adam and Jana Cormier certainly are top-notch dentists, but I didn't realize that they had all the equipment to make dentistry so robotic, so futuristic. I feel like I'm the Terminator of teeth now. But here's the deal. Their staff, so friendly, so kind, so warm, and so stinking funny. I enjoyed my dental visit. Who does that? Well, you do when you go to Cormier Family Dentistry. 868-4072, 868-4072. You know, Roger, some people say I'm a ham.
Oh, a big old ham.
Oh, thank you, sir. When it comes to big old hams, you and I know there's really only one place to go.
Big old honey baked ham.
You got that right. Honey baked ham, whether it's July 4th, whether it's Labor Day, whether it's Thursday. I'll take a ham from Honey Baked Ham.
Honey, please get me a honey baked ham.
Southfield Shopping Center in Shreveport.
Attention CDL truck drivers, my name is Clint. I'm with Bayou Bell and White's Environmental. We are looking for CDL truck drivers to add to our organization that's been going since 1981. They have great benefits. Get more information on our website. Drivers, we need you. Come on.
The CL on the DL, Cantina Laredo and the shops at Bell Mead on Uri Drive has become the oasis in a Shreveport summer. Holy moly. Just sitting on the patio and letting life kind of drift through at Cantina Laredo. The food is outrageously good. The drinks are incredible. It's Cantina Laredo. That's all they deal in.
1130 The Tiger, Shreveport's home for sports.
Welcome back, everybody. 11:30 The Tiger, Tim Fletcher Show. Glad you're hanging out with us on this Thirsty Thursday. It's a beautiful day. By the way, today is the last day to join up in our Bayou Bell Survivors Pool. Let's go to the tape here, Rogers. It looks like we're going to be playing for $1,000 cash. You have until kickoff tonight. We're up to 253 users. We're over halfway there. Send me a text right now. Real life. Bought that album, too, or cassette tape. For the one song. Yes. Send me a text to the Bayou Bell Waste Trash text line. I'll send you the link for the Survivor game. Clint McCullough, Bayou Bell, has said, hey, dude, we'll get $1,000 cash to the winner, but if we get over 499 participants, in other words, 500 and up, we will make the prize $2,000. So get in. Speaking of, Clint McCullough, Bayou Bell, joins us right now on the Mudbugs Hockey Hotline. What's up there, Daddy Warbucks?
Oh, dude, just rock and rolling this morning, man. Just getting her done. Excited about tonight, man, the start of the season. It's here, dude.
It is here. It is upon us.
I'm excited.
I am too.
Yeah, buddy.
Who do you like tonight, Bears or Packers?
Ooh, I don't know, man. I'm a big believer in great quarterbacks, and the Packers have the better quarterback. But those Bears are tough, man. That's a renewed rivalry up there.
It
in
is.
the Midwest.
It is, and I think that there's some. I think that the Packers want to kind of climb back on top. I don't know if they'll be able to beat the Bears tonight. I think the Bears win, but I think the Packers get them in the long run.
Yeah, probably so, man. But we're excited about the Eliminator Challenge, I heard, or the Survivor League.
Yes.
I guess I need to call back in tomorrow. We'll make our picks online or on air, right?
Yeah, people want to know what you and Two Phones have.
Okay.
Yeah.
Really excited about that. Hope to do better than last year. Hope to survive to week 2.
Stinking Browns did us all in last year.
That's true. I'm going to step out on a limb here and guess that Rodgers is going to take the Dolphins week 1.
If he wants to lose the way he wants to lose, he'll do that. And then, of course, the Dolphins will beat the Ravens and eliminate half the field, and Rodgers will be still sitting pretty.
Probably so, man. But, yeah, I just wanted to call in, man, say we're excited about the game. Still would love to get 500 folks involved up that ante. Still have time. When is the deadline again?
By kickoff tonight, I think, right?
I think that's what we talked about.
Yeah. So it's, you don't have to have your picks done tonight, but you have to be entered, I believe, by tonight.
Have to be registered.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I just sent 3 more links here in the last 10 seconds there, C-Mac. So we were at 252, is that right? We are now at 255. So
yeah,
we're over halfway there, C-Mac. I'm not giving up yet. All vote. There's a couple of ballot boxes in Marine County that haven't been counted, and I think we've got Osage County as well, plus Orleans Parish and I think Morehouse Parish. Still got some ballot boxes there. We got to get these ballots counted, but I think we may end up getting very, very close, my friend. I'm making the push because I want to spend your money.
Let's do it, man. Let's spend it, dude. Let's get it done.
Oh, what you guys do for?
I'm going to personally share. Your post that you put on Facebook. If you'll do another one, and everybody out there, if they will share that on Facebook, because you can get the link there as well, right?
Yes, you can.
Excellent. 500 dudes, man, and ladies too.
I know. Take a shot at $2,000. Get your picks in, but it's for $1,000 right now.
But if enough people enter, it'll be for $2,000.
That's right, guys. Y'all have a lovely day.
You too, C-Mac. Appreciate you, buddy.
Absolutely. Love y'all. See you.
He's the man. By the way, 903 says we're being homers, Saints, LSU, Super Bowl. Back it off a notch, guys. And I said, you do realize the Saints are favored in Vegas to be the NFC champs. CBS Sports simulated the season 10,000 times. The Saints are the NFC champs and are the third favorite for the Super Bowl behind the Chiefs and Patriots by 2 percentage points. So this isn't like we're going out on a limb choosing the Saints. They were in the NFC Championship last year and got better on paper this year. So, maybe you need to back it over a notch. Officer Payne, rest in peace. Thomas of Valley, Batch 1284, rest in peace, TLV. Kids, we'll see you tomorrow, Football Friday.
If you hear squealing and grinding noises from your vehicle, it's time for new brakes. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, when you buy any set of Brake Best pads and any 2 Brake Best rotors, you'll save 10% on your total purchase. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.